Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast. Yeah, welcome back to another episode of the Format Podcast. Yeah, welcome back to another episode. Sorry about that, guys. I have multiple windows open. It's causing a little reverberance, but here we are on a Wednesday night as usual. What's going on? Got a pretty good show lined up for you tonight. Got, as you can see from the rundown, we got 3 solid topics, and I think they're going to be pretty interesting. And I think that third one will definitely spark a little bit of debate. And we'll get to that when the time is right. But in the interim, you know what time it is. If you're watching here on YouTube, make sure you go ahead, click that subscribe, that like, that notification bell. Make sure you're kept aware anytime we drop new content on the channel. If you want the audio only version of the podcast, open up your audio podcast platform, hit the search bar, type in The Format Podcast, and we should come right up. If you enjoy the content as you listen, make sure you give us a like, a 5-star review, and drop a comment. All that stuff helps us rise in the algorithm, helps us find more sports fans, helps more sports fans find us. And write it down, put it in your phones, make a note of it. The Format Podcast is live Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern. And finally, if you're really and truly enjoying the podcast and you want to help the show continue to grow, make sure you go ahead, click that join button, join the channel. We're going to have some exclusive content just for you. All right. So let's see what we got in here. 3 right now. We'll take a couple more minutes, see if we get a couple more people in, and then we'll go ahead and get this thing kicked off, man. But definitely some interesting topics in the world of sports here. Let's see. Matter of fact, I also think that there should be some preliminary games like those pre-first round, almost the playing games in the NCAA tournament going on here in the I think both in the women's and the men's. So real quick, I thought it was pretty interesting how everybody was making a big deal about how North Carolina got in. They didn't deserve to get in, and they ended up smoking the opposition in their first game. So we'll see what they end up doing. That should be an interesting one. Laker Nation was good, brother. Was good. How are you? Shout out to Laker Nation, first member of the chat. Also, shout out to Sid Bubba, who's also a member of the show. A member of the channel, who normally is here, but he's not here at the moment. It's not that serious. Shout out to you. Shout out to my main man, Nino, regular contributor. Shout out to Bruce, another member of the channel. So I appreciate all you guys for everything you do. Keep us going, all the support you show me and show Transformer and show G. I love y'all for that, man. I love y'all. And I love getting on here and doing this show, man. Oh, there we go. Sid Bubba. You just missed your shout out, brother. But let's do it again. Shout out Sid Bubba. What's going on, Chief? Good to see you. So as I said, we got some interesting topics, and I guess we can go ahead and get it started. Hey, what's going on, pretty girl B2B? How are you doing? Thank you so much for tuning in and checking out the show. That's one of my favorite viewers right there. How are you? All right. Let's get going, guys. Let's get going. Let's do it. So no quick hits today. We'll get right into the topics. So this one, obviously, I got to get my NFL fix in, right? But let's see. Yeah, he did get a double shout out. But so Aaron Rodgers is arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks in NFL history, right? Some people have him top 5 based on what he's done, his ability to throw for tons of yards. He's obviously top 10 in passing yards, top 10 in passing touchdowns. 4-time league MVP, just an incredible player. But one of the biggest knocks on him is during his time with the Green Bay Packers, when he was in his prime, he only won 1 Super Bowl. As well as that, the other issue is that not only did he only win 1 Super Bowl, he never even made it back to a second one. So, the Packers fans will say, oh, it had to do with the defense, et cetera, but he never got there. And if we hold that against Dan Marino, granted, Dan Marino never actually won one. If we hold that against him, we have to hold it, I believe, against Aaron Rodgers as well. But at the end of the day, he does have a Lombardi and a ring to his name, and that's huge. His predecessor, Brett Favre, only has 1 ring as well. But Brett Favre also went to 2 Super Bowls. So, I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. But Aaron Rodgers is one of the best to ever do it, can make all the throws. Just at his peak was just phenomenal. If you ask me, I would take Brady. I would take Rodgers. I would take there's more than a few guys I would take over Aaron Rodgers in his prime. I would take Brady. I would take Manning. I would take, let's see. I think I would take Favre. Now, some people would say, Bruce, you crazy. Favre would throw a pick and Aaron Rodgers won't. So, yeah, you get credit for that. But there's something I like about that gunslinger mentality. As soon as he wins one, I would say I'll take Lamar Jackson. There's a lot of guys, man. Definitely would take Patrick Mahomes. I mean, there's more than a few guys I would take over Aaron Rodgers. Now, that doesn't mean Aaron Rodgers is not incredible, hasn't had an incredible career, and isn't able to do a whole bunch of stuff, right? So, that's great. But what's up, Brandon? Yeah, some people might say that as well. So anyway, he went through his whole career with Green Bay, and then he decides, or maybe Green Bay decided for him that he was moving on. He ends up coincidentally following his predecessor, Brett Favre, and going to the New York Jets. That didn't work out so well. 5 minutes into his first game as a Jet, he tears his Achilles. And at that age, it was very, very difficult in order to Laker Nation, you're a funny dude. No Notre Dame QBs. No. That's a whole different story. But anyway, I know you want me to say Joe Montana, but that's a whole different story. I don't know if I'd take Joe Montana over prime Aaron Rodgers, but regardless. So anyway, Aaron Rodgers tears his Achilles, and at that age, it was a long and some would say torturous rehab. They always talk about how difficult it is to rehab from Achilles surgery, but even on top of that, at that age, you're going to recover a lot more slowly as well. So you have that to consider. And then with the Achilles, he comes back the following season. There's drama with him in the locker room, and there's suspicion that he may have been, either behind or part of the reason Robert Saleh got fired as head coach of the Jets, so on and so forth. So it's just like with Aaron Rodgers, there always seems to be some drama around. And so the Jets hire a new head coach, Terrell Austin, and he says, yeah, no, we'll be okay. And the Jets released Aaron Rodgers last week, decided to move on from him. So Aaron Rodgers now apparently wanted to stay in New York. He wanted to stay with the Jets. So that was interesting. Joe Theismann over Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if I can go that far, Brandon. I don't know if I can go that far. I know why you're saying that, but I don't know if I can go that far. But Joe Theismann is cool. Quick side note. I actually met Joe Theismann about 3 years ago at Notre Dame Stadium. It was crazy. And I grew up right in that area. I grew up in Maryland through my high school years. And I had got lucky, got some tickets to walk down the tunnel and all that, the same tunnel that the players come out of and everything. I got hooked up by somebody that, was kind of involved with the program at the time. So I'm literally, the team was already on the field and everything. I walked down the tunnel and I'm standing there. Y'all know I'm a crazy Notre Dame fan and I'm just geeking out over this. And I'm standing there and I must have been talking to myself. I'm like, this is so incredible. And I just feel an arm just go around my shoulders and someone says, it is incredible, isn't it? And I look up and it's Joe Theismann standing right there with his arm around my, I'm like, oh my gosh, Joe Theismann. I'm like, Joe, I'm like, man, I grew up in Maryland. I grew up seeing you when you were playing with the Redskins, obviously now the Commanders, but at the time the Redskins. And it was just a cool experience, to meet Joe Theismann. I thought that was super cool. Another note, a lot of people don't know this. Joe Theismann's name is actually Joe Theismann. And when he went to Notre Dame, they told him, how do you pronounce your name? He says Joe Theismann. And they told him from now on it's Theismann. Why is it Theismann? And they said, it's going to be Theismann to rhyme with Heisman. So he calls his parents and everything. Hey, how do you guys feel about this? So they were cool with it. So he literally changed his name to Joe Theismann to rhyme with Heisman. He never won the Heisman. But anyway, I digress. Back to Aaron Rodgers. There you go, Brandon. You got me on that. You got me on that whole Joe Theismann thing. Joe's been to 2, won 1, lost 1. Yeah, that's true, Brandon. That's true. But anyway, we're not talking about Joe Theismann. We're talking about Aaron Rodgers. So anyway, yeah, he seemed like a good guy. He was super cool. That was cool, Laker Nation. That was cool. But yeah, so Aaron Rodgers, right? So Aaron Rodgers gets released by the Jets, and there's 3 teams that are possibilities. He doesn't seem to be in high demand around the NFL, but which is odd because you've got a few teams that needed quarterbacks, right? And but there was only 3 teams, I guess, that he was interested in and that even had a modicum of interest in him. And that's the Minnesota Vikings, Pittsburgh Steelers, and New York Giants. Now, I had already prepped this. I had prepped this topic and I had prepped this graphic and all that, as you can see. And after all that was done, we got the notification that the Vikings decided that they will not be offering a contract to Aaron Rodgers. They have decided to go on with JJ McCarthy, which I thought was telling on two fronts, right? They did, I think they traded up to draft JJ McCarthy at number 10 last year. And then obviously he had that major meniscus tear, which required some surgery and a particular amount of rehab. And so they said, all right, we're going to rehab. We're going to let Sam Darnold be here. Sam Darnold did his thing, had an outstanding season. But then, as Sam Darnold will do, he flopped in the two biggest games of the year, exactly like I told y'all he was going to do. Just have to wait. But anyway, and so this summer, they let Sam Darnold explore free agency and then franchise him or anything. And he ends up now with the Seattle Seahawks, and he is now their starting quarterback, which to me says Kevin O'Connell, who is a very good coach with quarterbacks, to me that says that they realized that Sam Darnold wasn't the guy. They don't believe in him, or they don't believe in him maybe for the money that he wanted, right? So I'm like, okay, well, there you go. So I would say that's interesting. And that lets you realize that maybe McCarthy is ready to play. I am the king of wait and see shit, Bubba. But see, my thing is this. I can be patient, right? All you have to do, I always say, all you have to do is sit back and wait, and I'll be proven right. I got patience on this stuff. But yeah. So where was I? Yeah, Minnesota decided they're going to keep JJ McCarthy, and he's going to be the starter next year, presumably, providing he's healthy. But I guess they've seen enough from him in practice. They're confident enough in his understanding of the offense and all of that. So there you go. Brandon says they said that when they brought in Daniel Jones. So that's interesting, though, because why would Aaron Rodgers have been in the mix, or at least reportedly have been in the mix as someone who was in consideration for that job, right? And also, I thought he didn't like Brett Favre that much, and he's trying to follow all Brett Favre's career moves. That's kind of weird, isn't it? But I guess it is what it is. I don't know if that's coincidence or not, but, too many coincidences are no longer a coincidence. For me, you get a coincidence with one. After that, it's like, okay, there's a pattern. Anyway, so now you're looking at, you got two options left if you're Aaron Rodgers, or if nobody wants you, I guess it's retirement. I guess he doesn't want to go out that way. I think the Jets had like 5 wins last year. Even though he wasn't terrible, he was nowhere near his MVP level self, which he's not going to be, coming off a major injury. And then, of course, being 40 years old, everybody can't be Tom Brady, right? And so Aaron Rodgers is now down to, I guess, 2 possible spots, Pittsburgh and the Giants. And so I guess they were saying that there's some interest in the Giants, possibly because it's New York City, right? I guess he's comfortable there after having spent the last 2 seasons there with the Jets. And so he would just be not even playing in a different stadium, right? Not even playing in a different locker room. So he knows that area. He knows all of that. And maybe there's some comfort there. And of course, I think I've said it on this show before. If you have the type of money Aaron Rodgers has, there's not many better places in this world you can live than New York City, right? If money is no object, New York City is one of the best places to be, just because everything in the world is available to you there, right? It's just one of those places if you got bread. So there's the Giants. And then, of course, you have Brian Daboll, the head coach, who might not be the best guy just based on how he treated Wink Martindale and how he's talked about in terms of how he gets along with people inside the building. Not the best. It's not the most flattering in terms of how they talk about Brian Daboll, but he's a very good coach of quarterbacks. You can see how well he was able to develop Josh Allen from a raw, physically gifted guy to a guy that eventually became the MVP, right? So there's a lot of credit due to him there. And of course, you got Malik Neighbors, a guy who looks like he's right on path to be an elite wide receiver in this league. So you got a great weapon. Now you go over to Pittsburgh. Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers have been kind of, winking at each other, for years now, right? Aaron Rodgers always has very, very flattering things to say about Mike Tomlin and vice versa. And I believe I heard it reported that Pittsburgh was pretty much ready to go get him. I don't know. They're not too keen on Russell Wilson, and Justin Fields is now going to the Jets, where he is linking up with his college teammate, Garrett Wilson. That should be an interesting 1-2 punch there in New York. Should be interesting. I kind of feel bad for Justin Fields in a way. This is a guy who hasn't been able to have I don't think he's ever had consecutive seasons with the same offensive coordinator since he's been in the league, but he's getting another opportunity. I guess his physical talent is just too much to ignore, and everyone keeps thinking if we get him in the right system, it'll be okay. And remember, in his 6 games as a starter last year in Pittsburgh, he was 4-2. And when he got pulled for Russell Wilson, he didn't complain. He acted like a professional, and so I guess the Jets said they like that. So yeah, Russell Wilson's gone. Not Russell Wilson, I'm sorry. Justin Fields is gone to New York. Russell Wilson, apparently he didn't get along very well with Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. So there's something going on there. And you got to wonder, if you keep going places and you keep having issues with people, at what point is it you, Russ? I don't know. I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but I don't know. At what point is it you? So you got that. Now, Pittsburgh, as I said, they seem to be interested in Aaron Rodgers, and I don't know why he wouldn't be interested in going there. It was reported that his favorite out of the 3, obviously Minnesota's out of the running now, but his favorite was Minnesota, presumably because of, you got the tight end and TJ Hawkinson, and then you got Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, one of the best 1-2 punches at wide receiver in the league. Those guys are probably right there with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, right? But then now that you look at Pittsburgh has George Pickens and DK Metcalf, which are 2 elite downfield weapons. So it's not like you won't have weapons in Pittsburgh. So I don't know exactly what's the holdup and what Aaron Rodgers is trying to do there, but he's taking his time and trying to decide. But I tell you what, he better not take too much time. Although Pittsburgh doesn't seem to have a whole lot of choices. I think they just brought back Mason Rudolph a couple days ago. I don't know what they think they're going to do with him, but I guess he'll be back up to whoever it is. I think Russ is still technically in Pittsburgh. They haven't released him yet. They're probably waiting to see what happens with Aaron Rodgers. So let's hear what Adam Schefter had to say on the matter with Aaron Rodgers, and then we will go from there. 1 second. Wind this to the beginning. There you go.
Let's start out here, Ty. With Aaron Rodgers, we don't fully know. We can only surmise. But we're talking to a lot of people on a lot of different teams, and here's where we believe, don't know, but here's where we believe the situation currently is at. If Aaron Rodgers had his way, I believe that he would like to sign with the Minnesota Vikings. Do I think that that's happening? Not today, not next week. Do I think it's out of the question? Not entirely. Do I think it's likely? No. But again, it's just lingering out there. It's one of those things that isn't going away. Clearly, he has not made a decision about what he's going to do, where he's going to play, if he's going to play. I think he knows that Minnesota would be an ideal situation.
Now, keep in mind, this was, I believe, this morning on the Adam Schefter podcast, so that's why he keeps referencing Minnesota. Obviously, this is prior to him knowing that Minnesota made the decision that J.J. McCarthy is going to be the guy this season.
He could go try to beat the Green Bay Packers, which I'm sure he'd like to do. He could go try to continue to own the Chicago Bears as he has in the past. He could go follow the same path that Brett Favre once did, going from Green Bay and finishing up in Minnesota. But I just don't know that it's practical for the Vikings. I think there's a part of it that's appealing because Aaron Rodgers still played, no matter what you say, at a fairly high level last year and probably could step into that team and that offense with those weapons and continue to play at a high level. But let's remember, this is a team that invested the 10th overall pick last year in J.J. McCarthy. The team is behind J.J. McCarthy. It believes in J.J. McCarthy. It thinks
and we know that for sure now.
Future. If they bring in Aaron Rodgers, who knows what type of impact and influence that will have on the quarterback who is their future.
All right, so the rest of the way, he's going to continue to discuss the possibility of Aaron Rodgers being in Minnesota. And again, we know that's no longer the case. They have decided that their future lies with J.J. McCarthy. So I'm curious to know, like, how much of this hesitance with Aaron Rodgers is him. I guess he was waiting to see what Minnesota did before he went ahead and says, okay, I'm good with Pittsburgh or New York. How much of it is him and how much of it is, teams being hesitant on him because maybe he's a diva and a drama queen? Don't know. But I would say that at a position as important as quarterback, that's got to have something to do with it, right? And the thing is, when you look at Aaron Rodgers, if he was still prime Aaron Rodgers, you could put up with a lot more. But since he can't give you what he once could give you, there's no reason to put up with the nonsense that may very well come with him. And that's what I think. So, that's what you got on this Aaron Rodgers thing. Again, now we're pretty much down to 2 teams. Pittsburgh wants him. We'll find out what happens. You might be right, Laker Nation, but I don't think it's been reported what he's asking for. And realistically, can he ask for big money at this point? He's 40 years old, still, kind of recovering. It's his first full season coming off of an Achilles. Can he really ask for big money? I guess he could, but he's not going to get that anywhere. So it's not like he hasn't made tons of money in his career. At this point, he should just hold on, right? He should just say, hey, I still want to play and I'm willing to play, but, hey, 10, 20 mil, that'll get it done, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's made probably close to $300 million in his career now. He's made tons of money. So he should just relax. I don't think he should be demanding big dough, but that's just me. Sid Bubba says his production is greater than his problems. You think so? I don't know, man. I don't know that I see his production being greater than his problems. But again, that's just me. So I don't know. I am anxious, though, to see where this ends up going and who ends up signing this guy, if anybody, right? If he doesn't overplay his hand, if he doesn't ask for too much, if he doesn't wait too long. Because at some point, teams got to start making decisions, right? The draft is coming up. The Giants, what do they have? Number 3 pick, I think. So the Giants could take a quarterback if they wanted to, right? So I think it's looking like Tennessee is probably going to take Cam Ward. So if Shedeur Sanders is there, the Giants could take him, and that'd be it for Aaron Rodgers, right? And then you got to wonder, okay, if by that time are the Steelers just going to say, you know what, we're just going to rock with Russell Wilson for another year. We'll do a 1-year deal. Maybe load it up with incentives. If he plays well, so be it, because now he's got another weapon. And we know Russell Wilson is one of the best deep ball throwers in history. I've talked about that ad nauseum. So, be professional, make it work with Arthur Smith, and let's see what happens. So, yeah, we'll find out what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. And I, for one, am very interested. And I got to tell you, if there's any chance of him still being any good, I don't want him in Pittsburgh as a Ravens fan, right? I don't want anything good for Pittsburgh. Nino, what's good, my brother? How are you? Good to see you here, brother. All right, I'm going to go ahead, open up the phone lines at this point. We'll take a couple calls on this Aaron Rodgers topic. I'd love to hear from you, see what you guys got to say about it. 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. Give us a shout. Let me know your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers and where you think he's going to end up, or if he's going to be forced to retire. Let's find out. Steve, what's good, my main man? How are you? No. You want Rodgers in the Berg? I tell you what. I only want Rodgers in the Berg if it's Rodgers who plays like he played 2 years ago with the Jets. I don't want anything good for Pittsburgh. You know that. Even though I have a lot of respect for them, I don't want anything good for them. So there's that. All right. Yeah. So if anybody's got anything to say, just give me a call. Let me know. I know I got a couple Steelers fans in the chat, so let me hear from you. Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, I think the Steelers have done a good job getting an additional weapon, so that's a plus. We'll see what they do in terms of getting their hands on a running back, because I believe Najee Harris walked in free agency and he's now with the Chargers out west. So there's that. You're probably going to need to go ahead and get you a quality running back, maybe out of the draft. Well, I guess it'd have to be out of the draft, right? So you're going to have to figure that one out. And the defense, is always going to play at a high level. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Nino says Russell has been overrated. Please let us get another QB. So listen, I'm no Russell Simpson guy. Get it, Steve? But no, he is very good throwing the football downfield. And if we're honest, while I prefer Justin Fields, the offense did take a big jump when Russell Wilson came into the game for the Steelers last year. Now, did he get it done down the stretch? 5 straight losses? No. But Russell Wilson was he was not playing terribly, right? He wasn't. So we'll see what happens, but I don't know. There you go, Steve. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career is a big upgrade over Russell Wilson. I don't. So we'll find out. All right. Looks like I'm not going to get any calls on this one. So let me move forward. All right. The next topic, I know Laker Nation, Sid Bubba, I know some of you guys are really going to like this. So Okay, so let's do this, right? Magic Johnson, the great Irvin Magic Johnson, my number 2 player of all time, the hands down, without question, indubitably greatest point guard of all time, was on Byron Scott's podcast a few days ago, and he had some really interesting stuff to say, and I really enjoyed it. You guys, all right, if you know me, you know I am a diehard Boston Celtics fan, but you also know
He's the best I've ever seen, unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
that happened. So if you heard it, I don't know if you heard it at the end of that clip there. It was supposed to be Larry Bird. I don't know where it went, but Larry Bird was saying this was, I think, after the 87 finals, and somebody asked him about Magic, and you could see the look on his face, and it took him a second to even respond. And he said, Magic, he's just, he said, he's just the best I've ever seen. I don't know what else to say. And, for a competitor, a ferocious competitor like Larry Bird to say something like that about someone else, oh, that's crazy, because it didn't show on this end, but I heard it. That was wild. Okay. But yeah, so for a ferocious competitor like Larry Bird to say that about Magic Johnson just speaks to how great Magic was, right? And I know I'm kind of I'm talking a lot about Magic, but I'm just trying to lay the background for the amount of respect that I have for this guy. And so that's why what he says to me means a lot, right? And so he was on the Byron Scott podcast a few days ago. And so let's go. First, we'll go with the intro. Now, listen to the way they introduce this man. And then after that, what we'll do is we'll get into his commentary. I have a pretty decent sized clip. No, Woodage, I haven't gotten to it yet. I was kind of waiting for it to all be over. Then I was just going to get it and just binge watch it. So, no, I haven't started watching it yet. I knew it was out there, but I haven't yet. No, Laker Nation, I do not love the Lakers. No, I have all the respect in the world for that organization. I hate them, but Magic Johnson is, I mean, come on, man. If you love basketball, plain and simple, like, you got to give Magic his due for how great he is and, what he did for the game in conjunction with Larry Bird, et cetera, et cetera. Anyway, let's listen to this intro, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get to the clip of Magic Johnson and Byron Scott discussing the NBA today, which is what I really wanted to get into. All right, let's go.
Michigan State, you won the title in 1979 versus Larry Bird at Indiana State.
Most viewed game ever. Still to this day.
Yeah,
Consensus All-American, final MVP, drafted number 1 by the LA Lakers that same year. 5-time NBA champion.
Say that again.
5-time
there you go.
NBA champion, all with the Lakers. 3-time NBA Finals MVP, including your rookie year. 3 times NBA MVP, 2-time All-Star MVP, 9-time All-NBA First Team, 4-time NBA assist leader, 2-time NBA steals leader, NBA's 50th and 75th anniversary team. Oh my God. Dream Team. Named to the Basketball Hall of Fame twice. Twice he's done that. 32 retired by the Lakers, 33 retired by Michigan State. Let's be real. You saved the NBA. Let's just be real. President's Medal of Freedom. I can go on and on with all these accolades, but I'm going to start with this one. Which one means the most to you?
Well, I think that it's hard to say which one. I just want to win. My whole life I've been about winning and playing the game the right way. And so when you win this many championships, they all mean a great deal to you because it's hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but if you think about beating the Celtics, that's always going to mean the most to me.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. I hate them even today. I still hate them. And so when we beat them in '85, it was the first time, and 84 taught us a great lesson when we lost to them, and we came back. All of us improved.
Yep.
We got better, but mentally we got tougher.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing we had to do is get a little tougher. So when they hit us, we wasn't arguing with them. We just get them back later on. Well, in '84, we were trying to fight them, and they got the best of us. But '85, and then in '87, I think it was the best team. I think the best team that's ever played in basketball in '87. We steamrolled everybody. And then, of course, we came back to back, 87, 88. And we went to the finals 3 years in a row that time. And so 89, we would have won it again if Byron hadn't pulled his hamstring and then I pulled mine.
Yeah.
Real quick, though, let me mention this, right? Those were incredible Laker teams. But for Laker Nation and Sid Bubba, y'all messed it up in 86 because that – to me, was the best of those Celtics teams. I think they went 40-1 at home that year. Exactly, said Bubba. Exactly. And we were ready. We were primed and ready for y'all in the NBA Finals. We had home court. Y'all had just beaten us in 85. I believe we would have got that lick back in 86. And then, of course, you guys took it again in 87. It would have been perfect. But you guys dropped it and messed up in the Western Conference Finals against my guy,
your dreams
and the Rockets. So I don't know, man. If I ever meet Magic, I'm gonna tell him two things. Magic, I hate you, but you also messed it up for us in 86 because that might have been the greatest final series of all time. So those 86 Celtics and the 86 Lakers would have man, I can't even imagine how great that would have been. But yeah, let's go on.
Because we had steamrolled everybody.
13 straight.
Yeah, we were playing some of the best basketball that the league has ever seen.
Yeah.
So it's all about winning, man. And so all of them mean a great deal, but Boston is the best. Anytime I can beat Larry Bird and be up on him, I'm good.
Magic really like to rub salt, don't he? He really likes to rub salt. I don't appreciate how Magic is always doing that. I don't appreciate that at all. I don't. Well, no, I don't hate Magic. I hate what he did to my guys in the finals twice. But yeah, he doesn't always have to rub that salt, though. That's tough, man. But that's cool, though, because when we beat him in 84, that was Larry Bird's first opportunity at Magic in a championship setting since 79 in the college championship game. It was really good. It's not that serious. What's going on, brother? And they asked Larry, after the game, he was in the locker room with the trophy, and they asked him, how do you feel? And Larry said to the reporter, I don't know who it was, he said, I finally got him. So, that loss back in 79 in the college championship, that was eating away at him, for all those years, man. So, it's amazing. It's amazing. But anyway, I suppose I could wax poetic about the greatness of Earvin Magic Johnson all day long. But let's go ahead and get into it. See, this is what really interested me. Again, really good interview with Byron Scott on his podcast. And, he was they were speaking a lot about modern basketball and what's going on today. And that's something that you guys know that I love to get into. And I wanted to yes, they did call him tragic, Sid Bubba. Yes, they did. Because he literally blew that series for y'all. That's probably the only time he ever, messed up like that. But nobody's perfect. It happens. But yeah, let's go back and hear what Magic and Byron had to say about the modern NBA, man. I'm anxious to play this for you, give my thoughts, and then hopefully get some calls on it afterwards. Let's go. But
you got to talk a little bit about, like you mentioned a little bit about today's game. because we had Clever on here and he talked about load management. He said, I don't know what the hell that is.
No.
The state of the game right now, and you mentioned a little bit about the 40% decline in viewership.
Right.
Where is it going? And that's number one. And number two, how do we get it back?
Even for me, I love the NBA game.
Let me say this real quick. I know Magic just started, but let me say this real quick. When Magic talks about a 40% decline in viewership, I know you got some people who may argue, some people who cape for the modern NBA, and all that's fine. But guess what? Magic is a businessman. He understands metrics. He understands numbers. Magic is the owner of multiple teams across multiple sports, and he wins at everything. And you can't do that if you don't understand metrics. So when Magic says there's a 40% decline in viewership in the NBA, we better believe him, because I know there's some people who want to cape up for the modern NBA that's going to say that's a lie. Let's go.
But then I turn on to a game, right? And then the stars are not playing because of Lowe's management.
Yes,
it's hurting the game. And I was with Michael Jordan, not last summer before last. We ran into each other in Europe. And he says, Urban, I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times throughout his career. He didn't miss one game.
Yeah.
He played in every game. We wanted to play in every game.
Yeah.
Pat Riley or our trainer, Gary Beatty, had to make sure that they said, no.
Listen to this, y'all.
Don't put on your uniform.
Yeah.
Don't come sitting on that bench because you would want to play because you want to play for your guys and with your guys. He made me wear a T-shirt.
He wouldn't let him put his uniform on when he couldn't play in the game because he know he would tear the damn jerseys off and go in the game. So he was like, no. You can put the sweats on, but you gonna have a shirt.
Yep.
No trunks and all that because we don't want you ripping them off going in the game.
Now that's being a competitor, right? They literally wouldn't let him put his jersey on and his shorts underneath the warm-ups because they knew that if he felt he needed to, he'd report right to the scorer's table, right? Now, some people say that, it's because the money is too big nowadays. Well, remember, Magic, I think in his, second or third year, the great Dr. Buss gave him a 25-year, $25 million contract, which at the time was the largest ever seen in professional sports, right? So Magic was basically back then making money equivalent to what guys are making now, but he still had that unquenchable thirst to go out there and to play and to compete. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, we can't even blame it on the money, man. These guys are just different now. And I don't understand like how you don't want to compete when you're good enough to be at the highest level. Like, when did winning stop mattering? You know what I'm saying? Alexander X, good to see you. Thank you for being here, brother. Thank you for being here. All right, let's continue.
He would do
because if I thought we were gonna lose, I'm getting in there. And so it's a difference now, right? And fans see it, and fans are reacting to low management. They don't get to see their stars. One game I tuned into just a couple of weeks ago. Both stars were out on both teams. That made the game ragged. See, so they have got to do something about this low management, and then they've got to do something with this All-Star weekend.
Oh, man, we talked about that.
This is the first time in history. Now, I've been associated with this league 46 years or so. I didn't watch the entire weekend.
Wow.
Now listen to that. Magic Johnson, who loves basketball more than Magic, right? I mean, obviously there are some guys who do as much, right? Mike and Bird and Zeke and, maybe even some of the younger guys now. But that you love basketball that much, you're Magic Johnson, you're that integral to the NBA. He says the first time in 46 years being involved with the NBA, I didn't watch any of All-Star Weekend. That should tell you there's a big freaking problem there. That should tell you. Let's go.
I didn't then watch, because if you're not going to give you don't have to give 100%, but you got to give 80. You got to give 75. Make it a game and make it competitive. And when guys stop doing that and participating, Michael Jordan was in the slam dunk contest. Yeah. Dr. J, Dominique Wilkins, Clyde Drexler.
Bird three-pointers.
Yes. Every guy participated. Kobe even participated. See, every guy participated. And so now it made everybody tune in. And
so you hear him talking about how all the big name guys throughout the history of the game have participated in All-Star Weekend, right? Whether it's the game, the three-point shootout, the dunk contest, all the big name guys participated. You see what he's doing there? He's not calling out a name because there's a particular name that we all know who's a big part of the downturn of All-Star Weekend, right? He's not saying the name. Yeah, Steve, we'll put the rim at 8 feet for you, bro. But no, there's a particular name that he's not calling out. I don't need to say it. Everybody in the chat knows who it is. I found it interesting that he didn't say that name. I guess because that name is currently a Laker, but I found that very interesting. But he's pointing it out. All those guys participated. But let's go on.
And then made players want to watch too, or come to the All-Star Weekend.
Yeah.
And then when the last time Byron and I hooked up, I remember Jeffrey Osborne performed, and B was up there woo-wooing. Woo-woo.
In Seattle, yeah.
Because that was the first time 4 guys, all 4 of us made the All-Star team. So it was just great to see people participate. Now, I don't want to be in the slam dunk. I don't want to be at the All-Star Weekend. Guys talking about they don't want to be the face of the league. It's crazy now. And we've never seen that ever before in the history of the NBA.
All right, well, you're talking about the purple and gold, and we all bleed purple and gold here. If I'm not mistaken, what do we have? 13 rings collectively up here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're a story franchise.
Right.
How you feel about the current state of the Lakers, especially adding Luka to the team?
Yeah, I thought it was good in terms of you have somebody later, right, as a star after LeBron retires. Offensively, is a good team, right? It's a team you have to say, okay, man, we got 2 guys we got to try to control and stop. But both of those 2 guys are great passers, so they make the other players better. Where they're going to have to improve is on that defensive end. And what happens in the playoffs, see, they attack. See, in the regular season, we're going to be okay. In the playoff is where it's going to be different, because now I got to beat you 4 out of 7, right? And now when Byron and I play, we will all have meetings, right? The guards will watch film together. Then we will watch it as a team, of course. But we would say, okay, Clever, James, they ain't got nobody to guard you. So we coming to you. And so I said, Cap, I'm going to give you the first couple, but then we going to go to James. Then I would say, B, they don't get back. So I'm going to be pushing that rock, and I'm going to be coming to you, baby. So just be ready. And so, see, we would look at you and break you down where you were weak, and then we would attack you, right? And so that's what the Lakers going to have to deal with once the playoff, because we saw it against Boston. Boston looked up and said, okay, I'm going to put Luka in the pick and roll every time. Yeah. And then Tatum had him saying, uh-oh, you on me? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just go past you or pull up for my jump shot, because he knew he could just beat him off the dribble.
Tell him, Magic.
They did the same thing to Austin Reeves. So the 2 dudes they wanted to attack was Luka and Austin Reeves off the dribble. So Jaylen Brown said, oh, my turn. You had a big first half.
Right, my turn now.
My turn now. And that's how they beat the Lakers, right? So
Magic is
what's
cooking,
going to happen in the playoffs on the defensive end? And so we have to see, because Denver, you know, OKC is the number 1 team, and young fella.
Oh, he balling SGA.
Oh, he's the MVP. He playing, but he got some other guys to go with him too. And
who he say was the MVP? A lot of people call me crazy when I say SGA is the MVP. A lot of people on the Jokic tip said, "Oh, you crazy?" Yeah, well, I would say one of the brightest basketball minds ever agrees with me. So I'll go with that.
So you look at Denver, you look at Oklahoma City, you know, these teams, the Clippers, Houston is young. I don't think they'll be. Here come Golden State because of Jimmy Butler and his toughness, and he's a defender, and he can score, and he plays better in the playoffs. Right.
Jimmy Butler.
So you got to be. I think Golden State gonna make a great run, because they can do both, defend and score.
The Joker. I mean, we've seen a lot of great players, and we had a discussion earlier about, you know, where do you put him? But I made the argument you can't put him anywhere near the greats right now. But if you look at what he's done at that position, he's kind of changed that position from a center, because he's a guy that can shoot threes. He can post you.
That's right.
He can go to the elbow, and you can run your offense through this guy. He's a unique player at that position. What do you think about him?
Yeah.
So I love the fact that, Byron Scott says he's nowhere near where a lot of people want to put him right now, right? But he also does give credit for what Jokic is able to do offensively. And he's able to do a lot. There's no question about it. And I've never really questioned that other than to say, and I'm surprised they didn't bring this up. I've never questioned it other than to say, when you're not playing defense, you can do a lot, right? Yeah, B. Scott said it. He did. But yeah, that not playing defense thing, that's painful to me. And again, it gives you a lot of energy to do a lot on offense. But one thing I did notice he said, because obviously B. Scott's a former coach of the year, matter of fact, he says that you can put him up in the high post at the elbow and run your offense to him. If I'm not mistaken, you could do that with another guy too.
Hakeem, your dream.
Yeah, that guy. So that's funny, Steve. Yeah, I've always been iffy about that. I was curious to know if maybe that was a mind game, because I think after Dream said that, Jokic and Embiid played each other like within the same week those comments came out. And I want to say Embiid gave Jokic like 47. Like he demolished him. I was like, oh, I don't know if, if Dream said that maybe to push Embiid a little bit because he sees what's in him. I don't know. But he demolished Embiid. Not Embiid. He demolished Jokic following those comments, and then I think he responded verbally to those comments. It was very interesting. So I don't know, but I thought it was interesting. But yeah, let's go on.
Best player in basketball right now, and he reads situations and defense as well. His basketball IQ is off the chart.
Yeah.
And then he beats you because he's off rhythm.
Yeah, because he ain't jumping, he ain't athletic.
Like Chris Mullin used to do to us.
Yeah.
Chris Mullin uses 1, 2, 3 up. Chris Mullin used to take one more, then one more. Then you like, and then shoot it in your face. Throw you off rhythm. See?
Mullin was a problem.
Joker's the same way.
In his prime.
Like you'd be like, you're supposed to shoot now. And then he uses his body so well.
Yeah.
Can't jump, but he just bump you off and get his shot off.
Get it off.
So he's the best. And B said the right thing. He's not one of the best yet, but he is up there. And the only thing he can't do like Kareem could do is dominate on both ends.
Right.
That's big.
That's what's missing for him.
Yeah.
Right.
Because he's not a big shot blocker.
Right. Defensively, he's a little bit of a liability.
Yeah,
to a certain extent. Yeah.
He's the best player in the league. Giannis, it's just amazing. We do have some great young talent that's in the league, but Shea is the MVP, and he got the best record.
Okay, question, y'all. Question. Yes, Sid Bubba, Chris Mullin was crazy. Run TMC. We just talked about that the other night. Yeah, no, I can't even imagine your favorite hater. That was crazy. That just, I don't know. It's amazing how for a guy who's supposed to be so great, and I'm not saying he's not a good guy, but toxicity does seem to follow LeBron. Very strange phenomena. But anyway, here's a thought, right? We heard Magic just say that Jokic is the best player in the league right now. Okay. All right. First, how he can be the best player in the league and he only plays one side is beyond me. But again, I'm not in a position to argue with the great Magic Johnson. But my other question would be this. He mentions Giannis shortly thereafter, right? So Giannis gives you the same level of scoring that Jokic gives you. He gives you the same level of rebounding Jokic gives you. He gives you about 1,000 times the defense that Jokic gives you. The only thing he doesn't give you that Jokic gives you is the playmaking. But doesn't the defense that Giannis gives you even out with the assists and the playmaking that Jokic gives you? So why would we say that Jokic is far and away the best player in the game and like Giannis is not right up there with him? Can somebody answer that for me, whether it's in the chat or when I open up the phone lines? I thought about this when I was listening to Magic's commentary, and it really confused me because I'm like, if Giannis plays D and has effort and hustles the way he does on damn near every play, shouldn't that make up for the fact that he's not the playmaker that Jokic is? Dominique, what's going on? Amazing how you always pop up. You never say good evening. You never say hello, chat. You never say shout out. You just come in on fire. You just come in, you just come in shooting, right? Is that necessary? But anyway, let's go ahead and let's get back to what Magic had to say. By the way, Old heads are not always hating on Jokic. But another question, Dominique, I'd like to know your answer on this. Why is it that when you don't worship somebody, right, when you have critique, even if the critique is true, why is that called hating? I'd like you to help me out with that. All right, let's go on.
League. When you have the best record and you balling like Shay's been balling, you got to give him the MVP this season.
You made a comment about Anthony Edwards a while back, who had some things to say,
right,
about the old school heads.
Right. Yeah, about the old school heads. And again, you youngsters, y'all better understand.
They don't know.
Come on now, just chill out with that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. You're gonna run up on one of these old heads and get handled. I'm just saying. I'm old school. You're gonna run up on one of the old heads and get handled.
Yeah,
and I love the kid. I think he's talented as hell. But your comment back to him, I thought was perfect when he said something about the old head, and you said, you know what, I'll answer his questions when he wins some championships.
Right. He's the most exciting player to watch in the NBA. If you look at Anthony and you look at Ja, they're probably the two, and then of course Kyrie. Those are three can put on a show. You be like, woo. What Anthony Edwards did last season, man. Phoenix, what he did to Phoenix, what he did to Denver, man. I said, wow, this kid here, this young man, he's just gonna go like this.
He's got it.
And then this summer, ain't nobody athletic ever been in the league, and nobody could jump and all this. I'm like, whoa, what are you talking about? Don't attack all the old school guys when you haven't done your homework. First of all, there have been athletic guys. First of all, Michael Jordan, Kobe, Dr. J, Kobe, Clyde Drexler. I can keep going. A lot of guys. David Thompson, even before all of them, you walk in the air. And so, you slow down. And so I had to just hit him, look, man, talk to me when you won something. Because you
show respect. That's all. Just show respect.
I don't want to ever go at nobody. Right. That's not who I am. Right. But if you're going to attack us like, the game was not high flying and as exciting and so on, then I got to come back. So, but I'm still a fan. And I still watch him because I love his attitude. I love his smile. He got great commercials right now. And so he's doing a great job. So I just want to remind everybody, it's still about one thing, and that's winning.
Yeah.
So there we go. Magic is, I think he had a lot of good stuff to say. I can't say I disagree with anything that he had to say there. Jokic is better than Byron will ever be. Okay, so that's really tough, Dominique, because obviously they play in completely different eras. They play two different positions. I mean, I guess the only thing you can say is definitively Jokic has 3 MVPs, but I mean, there's a whole lot of context to that. Who are the centers Jokic is playing against, right? The only center in the league that can deal with him is Embiid, and Embiid's always hurt. So, when you don't have any competition, it's easy to put up these pretty numbers. You can't tell me, Dominique, that you believe if Jokic had to go 1 out of every 5 games playing either Hakeem or David Robinson or Patrick Ewing or young Shaq or young Alonzo Mourning or one of these guys, that he'd be putting up these type of numbers. You can't possibly tell me you believe that. No way. Steve says, even if Jokic is better, why wouldn't Byron's perspective be valid? He's an NBA vet and a champion. That's correct. Steve, realistically, what happens is this. If you don't agree with somebody, their perspective is not valid. It's not like Byron is saying anything absurd. We all know that with what Jokic has accomplished in his career already, he's going to go down as one of the all-time great centers. The problem is, and it's unfair to him, but it's also unfair to us, we have to sit here and listen to that, and he doesn't get to match up and prove it against any of the other all-time great centers, right? That's the problem. No, Dominique, you do not wish we could drop Bron in the 80s. You don't wish that. Bron's soft now. Could you imagine if No, you don't wish that at all. Because guess what? They would make him a small forward or a power forward, and he'd have to deal with those real dudes. He'd start crying if Larry Bird started talking to him. He would start crying. He can't deal with dudes trash talking him. Now he gets upset. If Bird started trash talking him, he'd start crying. If he tried to go to the rim and he met Patrick Ewing in there and Charles Oakley in the paint, nah, he couldn't deal with that. All that flopping he's doing, they'd pull him. No. You do not wish we could drop Bron in the 80s. He wouldn't know what to do. Don't say that. Your boy would get in trouble. Don't say that at all. Woody says, Magic says it's all about winning, but most current fans don't seem to. No, they don't, right? They care about highlights and they care about stats. But that is what the modern NBA media and the modern NBA has chosen to sensationalize. So if that's what you grow up with, you don't understand how important winning is. That's just what it is. Brandon, Bron would have hated to play Barkley. Yup. He would have hated to play Karl Malone. He would have hated to play Barkley. He would have hated to play Oakley. He would have hated to play the Davis boys. He would have hated to play Derek Coleman, prime Derek Coleman, New Jersey Nets Derek Coleman. He would have hated to play all those guys. Come on, man. You know what, Laker Nation, you're 100% right. I got caught up in responding to a comment in the chat. You're 100% right. Even don't even call him a bitch. But in fairness, the frequency, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you. Ime says that, but in fairness, Bron used to definitely cook Ime Udoka when he played against him with the Spurs. Bron would destroy. All right, so we're not turning this into a LeBron thing. All right, so let's do this, y'all. Let's do this. I'm gonna open up the phone lines right now. I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on Magic and what he had to say. I would love to hear what you think about his commentary on Jokic. I would love to hear what you think about his commentary on the modern NBA and the mentality of these guys. I want to hear about all of that. So yeah, 904-219-8264, 904-219-8264. Dominique, okay, I'm a hater. Call in and tell me why. I would like to hear you tell me what I said that's not true, and I want to hear you factually refute me. That's what I would love to hear. So I'm right here waiting, Dominique. You got a lot to say in the chat. Call in. We want to hear from you. Sid Bubba, what's going on, Chief? How are you this evening?
Man, I'm doing great.
Yes, sir.
And you picked up a great topic because even though I'm a LeBron guy, but in all seriousness, the guy LeBron probably should have been compared to is Magic. But Magic understood one thing: it's about winning time. That's all he cared about.
That's all he cared. But you know what I think, Chief? I think the reason that people don't look at Magic as a killer because he was always smiling. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Because he was having so much fun out there. But Magic wanted to win more than anything. That's why he was a psycho. You heard when he said in the summer when he was working out and he'd work out and he'd be done. And then he'll look at the clock and say, Larry's still shooting. I better stay for 2 more hours. You know what I'm saying? Like Magic was real when it came to that trying to win, bro. You know that.
Let me tell you something. Isaiah was his boy. Mm-hmm. He would bring him to the game. To send the message to him. And they fought. That was like, oh, yeah, we boys. But they'll draw blood. They'll follow each other hard. They'll go at each other.
Remember, Isaiah said when he played against, I think he said in the Bad Boys documentary in the 30 for 30, when they played against them for the first time in the finals, he went down the lane and Magic put him down. He was like, oh, this how we doing it? Yeah. Yep. Magic said we'll be boys again after the game. I'm trying to beat you right now.
Magic had a mindset. He beat his, I think, one of his sons, Andre. Oh, he tried to destroy him to say you'll never have a chance again.
There you go.
But that goes to show the mentality.
Yes.
But I did. Well, somebody said Laker Nation brought up a great point. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my boy. No, LeBron, you need somebody like that to mentor you to come into the league because a lot of it he had his boys, but you know your homeboys ain't gonna tell you the actual truth. Like OG would.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So, because, you know, you thinking you got athleticism, you can flash, you can sizzle, but you gotta, in order to win it, you gotta know how to win it. So, I think that was the thing why LeBron lost in 2011, and that's what kind of Magic stated. So, it's just that winning time mindset. It goes through everything.
Mm-hmm.
So, so I mean, I got a chance to see the whole thing, and then also too, how he led his team. I think that's big. That's important. That's something that these young guys could learn. Magic always looked out for his guys, even years later. You know, Pat said, "I need you to shoot more." First thing Magic said, "Did you talk to Kareem? Did you ask Kareem?" So those type of things, I think younger people can learn a whole lot. They can watch that and really learn a whole lot for the young NBA player to pick up a lot.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. You got, as a Celtic fan, you got to be number 2. Now, although I got LeBron number 2, but I'm not mad at that at all. I can see it.
Okay.
Furthermore, you know, Magic was really considered a GOAT before MJ came in the picture too.
Yeah, yes, he was.
A lot of people forget. They forget that.
Yeah, a lot of people thought so. Yeah.
And who comes in, wins a title as a rookie and the Finals MVP?
Yeah.
Not many people. Not many folks can do that.
And it wasn't even just that he did that. Is that okay? Kareem goes down, and everyone thinks that's it for the Lakers. And when he stepped in and did what he did, man, that 42, 15, and 7 in the deciding game, game 6, if I'm not mistaken, in Philly is like, come on, man. Yep. Come on. And mind you, against his idol, Dr. J.
Against his idol, against Dr. J. Yeah. So,
you know.
But I think a lot of people, boy, you really have to see it and experience it to really know the feeling about how great Magic Johnson was. He was cold blooded. Yeah. Hey, him and Mike got into it. Yeah, so even you know, because you had to snatch the crown off the king.
And Magic was not trying to give it up, because remember,
he wasn't trying to give it up.
At the Dream Team practices, Larry was like, "Magic, it's over now." He was like, "No,
it's over." Yeah, but I think you know, I think LeBron should have learned. Well, I think he did learn a lot going in, because you know, I see talent, I see statistics. But to have that mindset to win, that's what changed LeBron as a player. I think that was. Because, you know, you can be great, but it's always about winning. You got to put winning first.
So let me tell you something about that, Sid Bubba. LeBron wants to win, right? He definitely wants to win, but I don't believe the desire to win is all-encompassing with him, like it was with the other all-time greats, right? Like, I don't feel that from him. I think he wants to win because he feels like that will get him closer to his goal of being universally regarded as the GOAT. But I don't think he wants to win for winning's sake. Like, Magic wanted to win because there was nothing else, right? He's a winner his whole life. As you mentioned in the chat, he's a winner at every single freaking thing he does, right? So, like, he wanted to win. Bird wanted to win. Mike wanted to win. Zeke wanted to win. Like, certain dudes, the drive to win, like, burns and hurts internally. And I could be wrong because I don't know LeBron, but I don't get the feeling like the drive to win for him is all encompassing beyond, okay, if I win some more, then, you know, people will think I'm the GOAT. But, you know, if I don't win, I'll just hang around longer and put up some more stats and they'll have to say I'm the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? Like,
as a LeBron guy, I got Michael number 1. And to me, it's not about physical. It's not about the skills. It's not about what you can do. LeBron can do anything. If he set his mind, if LeBron set his mind to be the best point guard, he can be that. He can be the best shooting guard if he wants to be that. He came as a shoot guard. He can be one of the best small forwards. He can do everything. But this is the difference. LeBron hates to lose. Michael, Larry, and them, those are guys who are obsessed with winning.
Right.
That's the difference between the GOAT and my guy. I mean, you know, that mindset. It ain't the skill. I think it's more or less a mindset, and that's a mindset that's missing now. Yeah, so I don't want to take up. I don't want to take up all the time. I know the Boy Organization got something to say.
I know, you know, it does.
So, if anything else you got to ask it, or.
No, I don't have anything else, man, but I appreciate the call, Sid Bubba. I appreciate it.
All right, brother.
No doubt, man. Thank you for calling.
Thank you, brother. Bye.
Hey, Brandon, I see you, man. Call back. Steve, you're a fool, man. You're a fool. Steve says, if you give me a trampoline, I will beat LeBron in a dunk contest. I want it more. Listen, even with a trampoline, he might say he got a trampoline. I'm not getting in the dunk contest. He ain't gonna do it. Laker Nation, what's good, brother? How are you?
Hey, I'm good, man. Hey, I appreciate all the Laker love you give on this channel, man.
Man, it's not Laker love, man. It's respect for the great Irvin Magic Johnson. Not Laker love. I am a Celtics fan.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it all day, Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
But
what you got, brother?
It's all good, man. We debate all day, so
no doubt,
and we gonna keep on debating.
Yes, sir.
Now, I am waiting. I am waiting for that last topic about the unbreakable record.
Yeah, man. Thank you for that.
And
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, because I like I said, I think everybody's gonna be invested in that one.
I think so too.
My God, shout out to Sid. Yeah, that's what I feel like a big difference would have been if Magic would have been able to get his hands on LeBron before he came into the league, before he got into the draft and all that. I think his mentality would have. I think this is my personal opinion.
Okay,
but I think his mentality would be totally different, and I think his career would have went on a different path. That's just my opinion. Because I know this is not about LeBron, but I'm just going to say this. I just think like if his mentality was different, if he was focused more on winning instead of trying to be the GOAT, I think overall he probably would have surpassed Jordan just by standing on standards and winning.
That's very possible. That's very possible.
Because I feel like he could have done it. He was more athletic. He had the size.
I don't know if he was more athletic, but I get your point. I think what you're trying to say, Laker Nation, let's just say hypothetically, if you could put Kobe's will and mentality into LeBron's body, you would have the most unstoppable player ever, like without question. Can we agree on that?
Well, we see. Well, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I see it.
Yeah, that would be, because think about it, Kobe's relentless work ethic. Yeah.
Kobe broke down his own body. That's the only thing difference is I don't think Braun would have worked so hard that he would have broke down his own body though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like with his incredible durability, if he had Kobe's mentality, both in terms of preserving his body and as well as developing his game, I don't think anybody could do anything with him. But again, he doesn't have that, man. He's just not built like that. And I think I know what a big piece of that is, but he's just not built that way.
Yeah, because if I take off the lens of because this stupid GOAT debate, which never was one to begin with, the bias of he not Jordan and all that, and if you just sit back and just observe and just watch from a basketball perspective, he has all the traits and the gifts to be the greatest of all time. It's just the mindset needs his mindset needs to be different, and that was what was so great about your boy Larry Bird and Magic. Because remember when they first met, Bird was still in college.
Yeah,
like they was undefeated.
Yeah, they were 33-0 going into that game. Yep.
Yeah, they was killing.
And I think Bird was averaging like 30 and 13. He was getting busy.
And then he ran into Magic, and then you notice that mind, like we were talking about mindset. He never forgot that shit.
No, he
didn't.
He
this fool came in here and bust my. You know what?
He couldn't wait till 84.
And then he come back to the championship. Then he got him back, and then I think and great players change the game for the better.
Agreed.
And what they did, what actually did save the NBA at that time was they started that rivalry because teams follow their leaders.
Yes.
And the city follows their team. So that caused two cities to bump heads and clash at each other, and caused two cities to rival each other. Because if you walk through Boston with a Lakers jersey, you might not make it home.
Yeah, it's gonna be bad for you. That's a fact.
And the same,
and vice versa.
Vice versa, unless it's a Boston Celtics Lakers game. You better wear that jersey in the stadium. If you go around,
you take it off when you leave it.
yeah, take it off. Same thing if you in Boston, you gotta take that shit off.
Right, absolutely.
But as far as what they were saying about the new age, we get caught up stuck in our time period because me and you, we 70s babies, so we grew up on 80s and 90s basketball, and that's what we want to see. But the players now, I can remember they were millennials and shit. They didn't grow up in those tough times because the times back then were tough. That's what made the players tough.
Right, exactly. Tough times make tough men. Yeah.
Games are different, and then Jordan even said it when he was sitting on Oprah. He's like, everything that we got, we earned it.
Now they're giving it to guys based on potential.
And I said, and he's like, you give it to a guy, and he hasn't even earned it, they're not going to appreciate it.
That's right.
I think that's the difference now. It's like they're getting these huge bags, they're getting these endorsement deals. Why before they even dribble a basketball in this league?
Yeah, because what it is let's say I'm Coca-Cola and I see, Laker Nation coming into the NBA and he's going to be a draft pick. Okay, cool. But what I really see is Laker Nation has 10 million Instagram followers, right? So that means you're an influencer. A lot of people can freaking follow you. And if I get you on board, that means you have access to 10 million people easily, right? And then those 10 million people have access to all their people. So you are a worthy investment, even though you have not, to your point, dribbled the basketball in the NBA yet. You know what I'm saying?
My point exactly. You got that following, and they're paying, and like Jordan said, they're giving you all this on your potential. So just imagine if Greg Oden, let's put Greg Oden to here.
Great point.
He was hyped big time going into the NBA. Let's say he got drafted, is coming up in the draft, and they're like, hey, hyping him up like that. I'll put KD in there too. Let's just say he was hyped, him and KD, both hyped up the most. And they come in with all these NIL deals. He get his shoe deal before he comes in, and then 4 years into the NBA. Well, no, his rookie year, he gets that career-threatening injury.
Right.
And then that kind of like slowed down his momentum. He's set for life. Then if he didn't have with all that, do you think he would have pushed to get back out there and be like, or just be like, oh shit, I got my bag.
I got my bag. I'm paid. Right. I don't have to rush. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's human nature, man. It's hard. Nino, real quick. Nino says MJ had a shoe deal before he won a ring. This is hypocrisy. No, it's not hypocrisy, Nino. We want to know why? Yes, he had a shoe deal before he won a ring, but guess what? By the time he got his shoe deal, he was a 2-time All-Star already, right? He walked into the league 28 per game. He showed from the very beginning what he was. They didn't just give it to him like, this guy might be good in the NBA. Let's give him a shoe deal. No. He walked in getting busy, cooking dudes. So you can't say that. You can't say that, Nino. That's just not the truth, man. That's not the truth. But go ahead, Laker Nation.
Until Adidas turned him down.
Yeah, but even still, though, right? No, I think he wanted to go. I think he wanted to go with Adidas.
Adidas was gonna sign him, but then they pulled the plug and they said, and they weren't investing in basketball anymore. And that's when Nike stepped in.
Okay, because I remember he didn't want to take the meeting with Nike, because he wanted to be Adidas, and his mom told him take the meeting, and that ended up worked out.
That worked out better for him.
Dominique, you got a lot to say. Where are you? I'm waiting for your call. Come on now. I'm waiting for your call. Where are you? But yeah. So Laker Nation, you got anything else, man? I know my man Brandon is trying to get in here, and I'm
just waiting on the last topic about the Unbreakable Records. I just wanted to give you a shout out for all this Laker love.
There's no Laker love, man. There's Magic respect.
We greatly appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But even though Magic was always my go.
Thank you for the call, Laker Nation. I appreciate you. Let me take this call, man. I appreciate it, bro. All right. Brandon, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Man, I'm great, bro. You know I'm loving the show as always. So
I appreciate
I ain't gonna hold up the line too long. I just wanted to say this much by baseball conversation.
Yes, sir.
Everything that Magic and Byron Scott were saying is all truth. You and Laker making some very valid points, especially the line when you brought up about what Mike said on the open couch. Guys are being paid based upon potential what they can be. Instead of, and that shows in their fan base. Like, for example, everyone's up in their arms, got their panties in the bunch. When you talk about Joker, but let's be real. Like you said, in the 90s, early 2080, Joker would have been a role player at best.
I think so.
At best.
I think so.
And the thing about it is, that the one thing that really gets me about it is the fact that, like, everyone keeps, what is with this fan base thinking that it was just Magic, Michael, and Larry? Like, come on now.
I guess that's because those are the guys we talk about the most, but
even still, right? Let's just do the math on it. Mm-hmm. Even if we just talk about Magic, Mike, and Larry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why are there so many guys in the Hall of Fame?
Great question.
Not only that, when you talk about it, if that's the case too, all they was Mike, then damn, wouldn't that really make him the GOAT? So that shuts down the LeBron with Magic. I mean, was Mike conversation? True. Then also, you know, they like to throw around LeBron's this and LeBron's that. I know this ain't about LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't about LeBron. Because me personally, I have nothing personal against LeBron. I think he is a great.
Yes.
I think he's great.
Yes.
I just think his fans overhype him.
Yes.
And I'm be honest with you, the proof is right there. Go to YouTube, type in Bulls versus Jazz, the flu game. Because one thing about this is when you know LeBron's playing, you're like, oh, he'll get it through 25 easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But when you know Mike was playing, you was like, man, I gotta see it. Is he gonna go for 30 or go for 40?
Yeah.
Is he gonna give me a poster dunk, or is he gonna, you know, you never knew. It was like must see TV.
That's true.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And so for me, and then the first thing they come up with, all the older guys are hating. Now, like, let me be honest, when we came up, the Jazz had a squad.
Mm-hmm.
The Blazers had a squad. The Spurs had a squad. The Knicks had a squad. The league was somewhat balanced. There wasn't 2 or 3 guys hopping over here to make this super team, and we're going to make more super teams. Now, the West is the best, and the East is the least. No, the league was even, so therefore, you had to earn your way to a championship or to a final.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just ridiculous amount of ignorance. Like, it's all right there. Just do your research.
Nah, they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that because that would ruin a lot of narratives that they hold, and they don't want to do that. Because look, you know me, and this is not about, you know, old man, get off my lawn. I know I hear that a lot, and that's fine. But realistically, like, it doesn't matter once someone has certain beliefs in their head. What is that called? Belief perseverance. It does not matter once they believe something, what evidence you present to them, right? Like, you and I, we get into it all the time. We go back and forth, but, you know, we joke with each other. We know each other 35 years, right? So that's a little different. But for most people, it's when it comes to it, it's like, you can show, when they believe something, it doesn't matter what evidence you show them to the contrary, they're going to hold on to that. So, you know, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And one more thing, real quick. One more thing that really, as my man Peter Griffin, really grinds my gear.
Right.
When it comes to the belief, okay, let me say it this way. when it came down to MJ being called the GOAT, he did nothing to petition to be called the GOAT.
That's a great
He went
point.
out there, he left it on the floor. His peers start calling him Black Jesus. Don't say nothing to Mike, man. Tell me, you heard the story regarding that Isaiah, right? Don't say nothing to Black Jesus.
Come on, Mike. He just a rook, man. He young. He don't know, Mike.
Exactly. He earned that. LeBron is doing things to try to get that ball. He's campaigning for it. Mike just took it. And that's not about LeBron, like I said, because LeBron is an all-time great. But when you have to campaign to be called the GOAT, you are not the GOAT. And I'm gonna leave on this, so you already know how I feel. I don't think LeBron's the best. I still think Kobe is better than LeBron.
Yeah, I believe that too. I definitely agree with that.
Continue with the show, man. You're doing a great job. I'm back on YouTube listening.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the call, Brandon.
You too, bro.
All right, fam. Yeah. Nino, man, we capping so hard, man. Give us a call. Yeah, Russell won 11. But, 11 titles in 13 years. That's just, that speaks to his greatness. But that's a different thing, though. I don't even really, hang my hat on that. I give Laker Nation, junk about it, but I don't really hang my hat on that. Bruce, what's good? You breaking up, my man. You breaking up. I want to hear what you guys say, but you're breaking up. Okay.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of my favorite callers, y'all. Let's go, Bruce. What you got, man?
Y'all think I was going to let y'all disrespect my man like that?
What you talking about, man?
Talking about LeBron wasn't the one. He Magic, Jordan, and him, they was obsessed with winning, and LeBron wasn't. He just did it for numbers, basically. That's what you basically said, Bruce.
No. Let me say this. What I said.
No. You said, okay, you verbatim. Somebody said you felt like LeBron is not upset. Basically, what you were saying was he's not obsessed with winning like Mike and Magic was. That's what you basically were saying, Bruce.
That is what I said. And let me
clarify exactly what you said.
In case you didn't hear the rest of it. I believe,
heard all of it.
And again, I'm not in LeBron's mind, but I believe that he cares about winning for the sake of the GOAT argument, not because he's wired that winning is everything like those other guys, right?
Let's Bruce. How winning is not everything, and he dominated the Eastern Conference for a decade, Bruce. How winning is not everything. With the 8 finals, Bruce.
Okay, check this out. This is what let me say this, right? Somebody who says after losing, it's just basketball and I'm going to go back to my life living how I want to live and do what I want to do tomorrow and y'all go back to your miserable lives. Somebody who's obsessed with winning doesn't say that. Let me tell you something that somebody who's obsessed with winning says, right? You may not remember this because you our age, but you act like you're 12. So let me say this. The great Pat Riley said, and I quote, "There's winning and there's misery," unquote. That's what somebody who's obsessed with winning says. People who are obsessed with winning don't try to justify losing after the fact. All right? You can go ahead now.
Bruce, okay, yes, I got you. But to say that LeBron is not okay, y'all got that, bro.
He is an all-time great, though. He is an all-time great, and I've said that many times. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. He's more than an all-time great.
Okay.
Okay, when Michael Jordan, when who was listen in the public, in the media, and throughout the world, in most arguments, what's the debate? Who's the greatest of all time? Mike or LeBron? In most circles,
yes, in most circles, that's the debate.
Yes, that's one. So y'all, listen, man. This is ridiculous. The infatuation y'all had, like my girl Dominique said in the chat. The infatuation y'all had with LeBron is ridiculous. How the argument basically turned into a LeBron debate, and
that wasn't even my intent. I didn't even really think it there.
Let me say this also. Okay.
Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And you got Magic and Byron Scott up here talking about throwing subliminals about the All-Star game and who not playing, and he talked about load management. Just go ahead, Magic. Just say Braun name. That's why we so big and bad. I wish he would have said his name.
He should have. I agree that he should have.
That's punk shit right there, man.
I think he didn't want to go out of Laker. Honestly, I think he didn't want to go out of Laker.
Well, you might listen. The world know you talk about. You might as well just say his name, bro.
Well, go to the problem, man. LeBron is mad soft. He take everything personal, right?
Man. If
you said something that Kobe didn't like, Kobe say, "Okay, I'll show you." Now I'm gonna be up at Kobe would be like, all right, cool. I'm gonna be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna lift more weights. I'm gonna take more jump shots, and I'm gonna destroy everybody next year and see.
Man, whatever, man. Go ahead. Jordan ain't all that tough. Jordan ain't all that tough either. He got mad because of Charles Barkley talking about he was a horrible owner. He cut him off.
That was weak. He shouldn't have done that. I agree.
What the hell you talking about?
I can't argue with that point.
Kobe not the toughest cat in the room either. He snitched on Shaq.
Kobe tough, man. Kobe mentally tough, man.
But he a snitch though, huh? He get a pass for snitching on Shaq though?
What is it with you and this
I'm
whole
saying we talk about guys being tough. That wasn't a punk soft move what he did. That
was a soft move. He shouldn't have done that. But
so what is it now? LeBron soft.
Wait. Hold on. So we have a history of LeBron being soft. And we have 2 instances, one each of Kobe and Mike. So,
all right, real quick, what's the history of LeBron being solid? Real short summary. What's the history?
Okay, so let me say
everybody know LeBron.
All right, cool. So we heard D Wade on the Mellow podcast the other day say we've been telling Bron go back at dudes who foul him too hard for 20 years, right? Soft, running up on Lil Stephen A. Soft. Getting irritated because people criticize his son when he opened the door for that. Soft.
I wish you would have knocked Stephen A. head off.
I know you do wish that. I know you do wish that.
Wish he would.
You wish two powerful, wealthy, influential brothers to fight on national TV.
It was bigger than his son.
Mm-hmm.
It was bigger than his son. Yeah. But yo, Stephen A. was a chump going on national TV talking and LeBron about please, brother. Pleading like a little girl. He's pleading to a father. We
gonna do this, Bruce. Remember, we talked about it. We gonna do this. It's all good.
Yeah, I'm glad LeBron checked in front of everybody. I think he was brave for doing it.
Of course, you think that.
I think he was brave because LeBron been in the league 22 years. For him to finally crack, like I don't think LeBron is 6'9", 6'8", 260 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if anybody, that could have been anybody at any size in that position. I think LeBron would have checked. That was years of build up.
No, he wouldn't have. We have never seen LeBron check anybody.
That's what we saying. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
He snapped.
So he snap on somebody that's like him snapping on Stephen A. is me snapping on my son.
He don't respect Stephen A. That's why.
Come on, man.
He respect those other guys. He don't respect them.
Soft.
For some reason.
Mm-hmm.
He's soft though, huh?
Soft.
He's soft, huh?
He's soft.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So if he would have checked Jimmy Butler like that, that would have been
that would have been different. Like yes.
If he would have checked Perk.
Exactly. Why he ain't checking?
If he would have checked Perk like that, it would have been a different thing, y'all.
It would have been very different. Yes. Oh, there you go. He didn't want
that size of him meant anything in a fight.
You totally missing the point, man. You told
go ahead, man.
That's how,
I think LeBron was brave.
Move. That's how bullies move.
So everybody has that breaking point,
the person that they think they can herb, and that's who they try to herb up. But
everybody has that breaking point.
All right, cool. That's cool. What else did you have?
Stop it, Bruce. You know that.
We could argue back.
Okay, we'll say this for another day. We'll say this for another day. Okay, you say this for another day. The Byron Scott over here talking about
what else?
Jokic, not one of the greats in history.
Not yet. He said not yet. He said he got it.
Not yet. Why? How long does it take to show this? I mean, goddamn. It's been 5 straight years of superior play, even though he's a lot defensive liability. But like I say, God not gonna give you everything. He gave Jokic.
But Bruce, nobody's expecting.
Let me talk, bro.
I'm sorry, my bad. You right. Go ahead.
Let me talk, bro.
You right.
Jokic, God gave him the gift of high offensive IQ. He's a superior offensive center. But he's a liability on defense. Mm-hmm. God not going to give you everything.
Mm-hmm.
Shit, he just not. God gave Steph Curry the ability to shoot better than anybody in history.
That's
but most
true,
people say, I'm sorry, I know that's in your opinion. Your opinion, you believe that's not true.
He is great, though. He's
But
an incredible.
he didn't give me the size to jump off the gym. He didn't give Steph Curry ups. He didn't give him. You feel what I'm saying? God's not gonna give you anything, bro. For Byron Scott to say that Jokic not one of the greatest ever, and it's this he been running hard. First team for six straight years down there. How you not one of the best in history, Byron Scott?
Can I ask you
And
something?
Byron Scott was a souped-up role player for the Lakers. We all know that.
Right. Can I ask you something?
An underwhelming coach in the NBA, I must say. He was underwhelming.
He won Coach of the Year. He took. He won Coach of the Year, and he took a not great Nets team to the finals twice. But anyway,
a not great Nets team, but a prime Kenya Martin, a prime Jason Kidd, a prime Richard Jefferson. Stop that. Or the wings running, Curry Kittles, Kendall Gill. You crazy? Stop that, bro. He had a nice squad though. That with a prime
squad. You call that an Eastern Championship level squad? Nah, man.
Yes.
Nah, he coached.
But a prime Kenya Martin,
was crazy.
Come on, I'm starting to question your knowledge in watching ball and the meaning of basketball, Bruce.
All right, that's cool. But let me
how you feeling tonight, brother? I appreciate you, man.
I'm feeling good.
We got me sitting today.
Say again?
Huh? Yeah.
No. I wanted to ask you in reference to Jokic real quick, right? So nobody expects Jokic to be Hakeem or David Robinson or Patrick Ewing, right? Nobody's expecting that. And so I get you when you say God's not going to give you everything. True indeed. But the problem with Jokic, and people don't want to say it, but if you watch this dude play, he doesn't even try.
He tried
at all.
And defense. He did. I went back and looked at some stuff. Somebody challenged me.
Okay.
He played when he wanted to. And most times, that's only 15% of the time.
Then how can you be all-time great if you? I'll even give you that. All-time greats don't play they play all the time.
He's all-time. He got a ring, man. He got two. Come on, man. Give him his flowers, man. He been balling.
Okay.
Offensively.
So let me ask you.
God damn, what's the hard to see?
So wait. Hold on. Does competition matter to you? I'd like to know. Does competition matter?
But whose fault is it that there's no dominant centers in the NBA right now? I got that.
Okay.
So, you don't take advantage of what you could take advantage of. Right. Yo, you doing
no doubt.
What are you supposed to do?
But what I'm saying is, do you think that affects the production that he's able to get off?
Man,
that's a yes or no. Do you think that limited competition affects his production?
No, because he's superior player, period. I think whoever it may be, okay, everybody keep bringing up the Jokic there. Everybody get that booty beat, pause, every now and then. God damn, man.
Whoa.
All the greats.
Whoa.
All the greats, man, get punished on the court. You feel, God damn.
You remember Dream ever getting punished on the court? I don't.
Yeah, Dream got punished before. I don't like anybody never David Robinson, they never get Dream the numbers. Gave him a good night before in the regular season. Yeah, he probably did. Not saying he did it in the playoffs, but yeah, I believe somebody gave Elijah one work. You do got footage that is not true.
No,
you can't go back and see that.
No. What I'm saying, I don't recollect, and of course I didn't see every game. I
don't recollect anybody ever
working.
Man, Rex Chapman gave
Dream.
Dragan Petrovic used to get Jordan work. Rex Chapman. Yeah, used to go at Jordan.
Petro was a
Rob Strickland. Everybody get it. AI. Ain't nobody exempt for getting work done on the court. God damn, y'all like an exempt. The greats getting done. Kawhi Leonard. Everybody get it. Ain't nobody exempt.
Okay.
But yeah, man, how you feeling tonight, man? You got anything else you want to add?
No, I don't, man. I love the passion, man. Thank you for calling, brother.
I appreciate it. Hey, you got to take the time, though, for the day, you know?
No doubt, man. No doubt.
All
right, brother. You have a great night, man. Appreciate the call.
You too, Chad. Appreciate you.
All right. Great call. My main man, Bruce. All right. Well, I guess that's it for this topic. Unless Dominique wants to call in. I know she had a lot to say. You want to call in, Dominique? I'll wait a minute. Go ahead. Call in. You know the number is right here on the screen. I'll wait before I move on to the next topic. I really want to hear from you. You got a lot to say, so come on. Bring it. Here's one, Bruce. April 19th, 1994, David Robinson scored 41 points on 60% with 16 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks against Olajuwon. That's a hell of a game. Damn. Yup. Dream had 28, 14, and 5 blocks that night. I'd say D-Rob got the better of him. That's a heck of a night against my guy. That was incredible. So yeah, no, it can happen. It can happen. Like I said, I didn't recollect that one, but now I'm gonna have to go find that game and watch it. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Clutch won't let Dominique call in. Your favorite hater, you a wild dude, man. You are a wild dude. Oh, man. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead and we will take it to the final topic of the night. I think this is actually a good one, man. And shout out Laker Nation for suggesting this one. And then this is something that I looked up and I decided, let's go ahead and do it. So this is something that made me really think, right? And the question here is, when you see unbreakable records, we have some records that we believe are unbreakable in the modern NBA, right? Well, in the NBA period, not just the modern. And some of those records are as follows. And the question is going to be, which one do we believe is going to be the most unbreakable? So, of course, you have the amazing Steph Curry, 4,000 career three-pointers and counting. If he decides to play long enough, he'll make 5,000, right? But he'll probably finish above 4,500. So is that record unbreakable? Not sure. The way the game is played now, maybe not. Guys are pulling from everywhere. But we see in this particular clip, you know, from his first made three all the way to his 4,000th the other night. Like, that's something that we probably never could have conceived of, you know, before he started playing basketball, right? Another one of the seemingly unbreakable records. And bad, yo. I want to say Wilt Chamberlain in 1962-63 averaged 50 points per game. Let's think about that. More than 4,000 points scored in that season. I can't remember the exact number, but 50 points per game. And if I'm not mistaken, 26 rebounds. Both of those single season records. Just imagine what it takes to score 50 points per game. Well, I'm going individual records, Nino. Definitely the 11 titles is a record, but that's a team accomplishment. So I wanted to go unbreakable individual records. So yeah, Wilt Chamberlain with the 50 points per game, 26 rebounds per game. And also, if we want to think about it, he never missed a minute on the floor that entire season. Like, that doesn't even make sense, especially when you consider the 60s, I believe, are the fastest pace era in NBA history. So never missed a minute and played some overtime minutes, which gave him, I think, an average of 48 and a half minutes played per game for that entire season. So we got a number of records there, right? 26 rebounds per game, 50 points per game, 48 and a half minutes played per game that season. Absolutely insane. Yeah, Laker Nation. No, I get it. Russell is the only one with 11 rings. I understand that. I'm just saying, I'm just thinking individual achievements, not like team, because the teams were winning. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So if we want to include that, that's cool, Laker Nation. We can also do that. 11 rings. So let's write these down, y'all. So we have Bill Russell with 11 rings. Wilt Chamberlain, all in the same season, 48.5 minutes per game, 26 rebounds per game, 50 points per game that year, right? So we got that. Steph Curry is the next one, 4,000 career made three-pointers, right? Next one would be Michael Jordan, 10 scoring championships, still a record. Absolutely insane, right? So LeBron is, I guess he's the most prolific scorer now, but it's so weird, right? We look at LeBron's totals, which, again, inconceivable. I think Wilt retired with 31,000 plus points. Now, mind you, let me say it again. Those are just his regular season points, because no one except LeBron has ever gotten his totals mentioned, right? his playoff and regular season, but so be it. So his regular season, Wilt, in 14 years scored 31,000 points. And he said that if he thought anyone would have broken it, he would have put the record out of reach, which I'm sure he could have if he wanted to, right? So there's that. But then you have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 38,000 points. So this is a crazy thing. Even though LeBron has scored 50,000 career points, obviously, total points, there's still arguments for other guys being just as good or better scorers than him, despite the fact that he is trying so desperately to put the stats out of reach. Which, like, how crazy is that, right? That should tell you something. Russell robbed Pettit in 57, 60, and 61. Robbed him on championships, Woodage? Is that what you're saying? Bob Pettit was a beast too, man. People forget how great he was. But yeah, so yeah, that's the thing about LeBron with the scoring, right? All-time great scorer, no question. Obviously, all-time great scoring champ. That right there, that might be another one that'll never get broken, right? LeBron's all-time total points record. He's already over, 50,000 career points total. Okay, Woodage, got you. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, that might be a record. But when it comes to LeBron, the one we were thinking about was his 21 consecutive All-Star selections. That's going to be tough for anybody to beat, right? Because for you to be able to stay healthy enough all those years to get an All-Star nod, right? And then for you to be able to be playing high enough at a high enough level that late into your career to be selected as an All-Star. So you got LeBron's career points total. You got LeBron's 21 straight All-Stars. Oh, here we go. You guys are adding great stuff. I didn't even think about this one. John Stockton, assists and steals. Stockton, more than 15,000 career assists? Let me get that number real quick. What is Stockton's career assist total? Yeah. Yes, 15,806 over 19 seasons. Stockton averaged 10.5 assists per game across 1,504 regular season games. Isn't that amazing? Did you hear that? Regular season games. Again, let me just point this out. LeBron is the only guy who gets his totals mentioned. Nobody else. But anyway, we're not talking about that. So, yeah, Stockton. Stockton has almost 4,000 assists more than the next closest person, Jason Kidd, who has 12,091. So, as Sid Bubba said, Stockton's assist totals and his steals totals, he's way out ahead in steals as well. So you have those. Somebody recording this? Wilt's 100-point game. That's another great one, Laker Nation. Right. MJ 10 scoring titles. What was the other one we had? So there's a bunch to choose from. So we got Wilt, Steph, LeBron James on a number of them, Michael Jordan. Okay, so Wilt, Steph, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, John Stockton. Let's see. Is there one more somebody wants to add? Okay, cool. So let's talk about that, y'all. Let's talk about that. So as we mentioned, John Stockton, almost 16,000 career assists, almost 4,000 career assists ahead of the number 2 person, Jason Kidd. John Stockton, let me see. Let's look at his career steals. John Stockton, career steals. I would have had this ready, y'all, but I didn't think about Stockton. Pardon me. Okay, John Stockton has 3,265 career steals, 2-point steals per game. That's insane. Like, he was ripping dudes even when he was old. Like, that's wild. Okay, that's another one. Jeez, Michael Jordan, a playoff record of 63 points in a playoff game. That's one that I think somebody might get. I think that's one that somebody might get because of the way they shoot threes. And like we've seen Luka score 70. Who knows if he might spaz out and do that in a playoff game? We've seen James Harden get 60-point triple doubles. Who knows, right? It could happen. Woodage, Bill Russell 8-peat. Yeah. But again, I look at that as more of a team thing than an individual statistic. We could look at Wilt's, 22 and a half rebounds per game career average. And that's with him slowing down and averaging like 18 rebounds a game in his last few years, which is nuts. Absolutely nuts. Ifoma. I got a cousin named Ifoma. What's up, Ifoma? How you doing? Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't already. Michael Jordan, 3,000 points in one season. No one has even done it. Well, we were just talking about that. Actually, no one has done it in the modern era. Wilt Chamberlain has over 4,000 points in the season. That was his 1962-63 season where he averaged 50 points per game. So, yeah. So if you want to say in the modern era, yes. Yeah, Wilt was insane. All right, Charles. So let's stop there, right? Because we got a lot. So we got Stockton's assists, Stockton steals. We have Steph's 3-pointers made. I think somebody may hang around and that one may fall. I think that one's probably going to drop off. That may be the first one. Michael Jordan, 63 points in a playoff game. Michael Jordan's 10 scoring titles. Wilt with his incredible 1962-63 season. So let's do this, y'all. I'm gonna just open up the phone lines here. We got a lot of great candidates. I'm gonna open up the phone lines and I want to hear some calls. And you guys tell me what you think is the most unbreakable record in NBA history. I can't wait for this one. Let's go. 904-219-8264. 904-219-8264. I know I'm gonna hear from Laker Nation. Probably gonna hear from Chief Sid Bubba. Here we go. Laker Nation, what's good, brother?
Sorry.
The most rebounds. Hold on one second. Nino, the most rebounds Wilt averaged in a season, I believe, was 26 rebounds per game in that same 1962-63 season. And the single game record, he also has that is 55 rebounds in a single game. Wilt, I think, still holds like 73 individual records in the NBA record book. Yeah, Laker Nation, my bad. Go ahead, man.
Sorry. I wanted to go first.
Yes, sir.
Because that topic kind of like intrigued me because it was like that's a great conversation to have.
Right.
But there's a lot of records but the one that I think will always stand the test of time. Because remember, we was picking one record, not a collective record.
Right.
We're supposed to pick one record. And the one record that I think will never, ever be broken is Wilt's 4,029 points he scored in one season.
Yeah, I don't.
Even with the lack of defense now, no one's going to average 50 points a game.
For an entire season. Yeah, that's...
They have to play every minute
right
of every game.
Yes, and that's not happening.
Play all 82 games and average over 50 points per game.
Yeah, that would
to break that record.
Right. I don't know how you. Yeah,
I think someone can get Jordan's 10 scoring titles. I think someone can get that. Stockton's assists, someone can get that. Even Jordan's 30. Jordan's 30 points per game average per season. I think somebody can get that too. They just have to be a dog. But Will got so many records. Like, what the hell was he on back then? Did he drug test that dude?
Wilt was like the ultimate freak, man. Real talk. He was, Man,
if you read some of his records, you be like, that's a NBA 2K my career.
Yeah, they don't.
Fucking stat line.
Yeah, they don't seem human. Not at all.
That shit is ridiculous. But and they're never. And what's funny is they didn't have GOAT debates back then, but they were saying that Will was the greatest player they ever seen.
Yeah.
According to my pops back then when he played, because they were like, they ain't never seen nobody like Will be that damn tall.
I've heard that too.
Jumping over the back. He had armpits over the rim. Like, I've seen footage of him blocking the jump shot.
He blocked the sky hook too. Yeah.
He blocked the jump shot, and his fingertips was over the top of the backboard. Like, dude was trying to fall away, and Will was out of position.
Yeah.
And he still got that shit. I'm like, you never seen a 7-footer with a damn 40-inch vertical. It's crazy. But That's my opinion. Of course, 55 rebounds a game. I don't think anyone's going to ever get that either. Just the way the modern game is played.
Yeah.
They must miss some work back then. You would grab 55 fucking rebounds.
Yeah, no, actually, that era really had a yes, Sid Bobby, you are correct. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'll get back to that in a second. Yeah, that era had a low field goal percentage, a lot of missed shots, so it led to a lot of rebounds. But I mean, still, for one dude to dominate like that doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. But that's the only one I think. Even with the new everybody shooting threes more and everything, I don't even think no one's gonna score more than 4,000 points in a season.
No,
I mean,
to your point, that whole business of never missing a minute through an entire season, that won't happen. And
somebody do that shit
in of itself.
Somebody do that shit today, they getting drug tested.
Oh yeah.
But the way they sitting on games nowadays, that ain't gonna never happen.
No. Mm-mm.
But we're not better shooters now, so the rebound record is never gonna be broken either.
No, I don't think so.
You said Stockton steal record. What is he at? Over 4,000 steals?
No, 3,265 regular season steals.
That could be reached.
I mean, I think that's still way ahead of. Let me see. That's way ahead of number 2.
Well, remember he did that in 19 seasons, though.
Yeah.
So that's what makes his record even more impressive. He did it in 19 seasons. Somebody's going to change. Somebody's going to come in with a mindset like, I'm going to be the fucking greatest defender ever, and just put up some great defensive numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be got. So is the assist record. That could be got. The 3-point, it might not be in our lifetime, but I think Steph's 3 points can be reached the way they shooting threes now.
Yeah, I think somebody can catch Steph. Real quick, Stockton's record, he is 581 steals ahead of the next closest person, which is Jason Kidd. And it says that gap is equivalent to more than 2 full seasons worth of steals for an elite defender, averaging around 2 steals per game. And for somebody averaging 1 steal per game, that's roughly 7 seasons. So, yeah, that one might be out of reach.
But you talking about Stockton, not a superstar? Okay.
No, he's not a superstar. No, he's an amazing player, but not a superstar.
You talking all that nonsense. But I'm gonna let somebody else out because I want to hear.
Definitely.
I want to hear what records they got. Mine. The one I picked, I know that's not going to be reached.
Mm-hmm.
4,029 points a season for a season.
Yeah, that don't even make sense. Because
it's not going to be reached.
The highest we've seen in our lifetimes is Michael Jordan at 37 points per game, which was absolutely insane.
Yeah, and he was 300, and he was still 280 plus points off.
Yeah, he was way off. Right. Dominique says we'll shatter the blocks record. Wemby, will shatter the blocks record. I don't know if he will, Dominique, because I don't know if he can play long enough and stay healthy enough. That's the thing. So I don't know. I really don't know.
Wemby,
he's a beast, though. He's a beast on the defensive end. I like that.
I see that. If he can stay healthy, I do see that. Because he
got to play for a long time. Was he averaging like 3.5 blocks per game? Right?
No, this dude, I've seen him. He's been getting multiple blocks a game. Like as he gets more experience, he can easily get 8-10 blocks a game, getting a double or triple double just on block shots.
Nah, that would be. I don't know about that.
I see it.
What does he have?
But I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna let somebody else call in. I'm not gonna hold up the show. I know everybody has some great picks.
No doubt. All right, Laker Nation, thanks for the call, man.
All right, no problem.
All right, brother. Yeah, that was a good one. I think Laker Nation's got that right. I don't think that. I think Dream had 1 or 2 quadruple doubles, and I think David Robinson had 2 as well. Let me see how many quadruple doubles. Okay, here we go. What's up, Chief Sid Bubba? What you got?
What's going on with the Chief?
All right.
Yeah. This was the one, since we're in the spirit of the Lakers, my God, AC Green.
Oh, that's a good one.
15 years straight play.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the one when I see load management, guys taking off, to start 15 plus games and not take a game off. Whoa, that's going to be tough.
That's a great one.
That's tough.
Yeah, that's really good.
I can't see that.
Yeah.
And then my boy Rasheed Wallace for 41 seconds.
That's tough.
They changed it, but so
he did not care.
But that one, and really, I really thought about the one with John Stockton. That playing consistently great for that long. I don't think we're seeing that. Those guys do that. Young Disciple did. Shout out to my boy Young Disciple. For LeBron James to average 25 points a game for 20 years straight. Well, not that. The 25, 5, and 5 for 20 years.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
That's gonna be a tough one.
I don't know if I think that's more impressive than what Wilt did in 62, 63, but no, that still was 25, 5, and 5 for 20 years in a row is insane for real. It is. I got nothing.
Those are ones it's just hard for me to literally see that. And then my boy Scott Skiles, I don't know if you remember this when he was with the Magic. He did 36 in one game.
Yes.
Yeah, he did like 30. He got 30 times in one game.
And you know what? To that point, the way guys play now without pure point guards and everybody making the extra pass, right? Unless they start counting hockey assists, nobody might get that one either. That's a good one.
Yeah, so those are ones that I could think of, though. But
that's a good one.
A lot of them can be broken because I think whatever game.
Westbrook 199 career triple doubles in the regular season.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just looked that up.
Yeah, so that one, but I think those might be some ones. Yeah, but that AC Green one, I just can't see that one.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough.
Yeah. But everybody else, I think they can get it. But then too, and I'm also looking at LeBron. I think he's about total games played. He's like what, third or something.
I thought he was first now.
Okay, no, that's if you combine them. That's like combining them. I'm just saying, just if you focus on regular season.
Okay.
So so kind of that packaging deal. But if he scores, let's just say he plays another 2 years now,
which he might do. This dude does not want to go away, man. Good.
He don't want to go away. So, but if he gets those years, and then he happens to get in the playoffs, so we can calculate that. But then we looked at, and then me and another guy named Phenomenal Fitness. Shout out to my boy. He had a channel. He was like, they didn't count LeBron when he did the single digits in the playoffs against Dallas. That consecutive double digit streak. But I did the numbers. Even when he let's just say that quarter in Dallas, he still would have it going back to the finals all those years, a double digit playoff streak. He still got the most in consecutive streaks as far as the regular season and the playoffs. So So some of those things on those longevity things with LeBron, man, I was just like, whoa. Those are ones off my head. I can't really think of any of them. Do you have any more, Bruce?
No, man, those are tough. By the way, Robert Parrish apparently has the most regular season games played in history. I thought LeBron had that now, but no, it's Parrish.
No, it was Chief.
But it's crazy though, and this tells you how incredible what LeBron is doing is. I think Robert Parrish averaged less than 2 points per game in his final season. So, like, he was there, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was 6 fouls. That's what he was.
It was 6 fouls. I remember his days on the Bulls. So,
right. Exactly.
A lot of those. Yeah. So I remember Chief when he was on the Bulls, and from there, I remember he was at Golden State, then back to the Celtics. So it was So he played a long time. But I can't think of anybody breaking that AC Green record. That was the one I just don't think nobody. I couldn't see nobody break.
That's a great call, man. That's a great call. That one and Wilt playing an entire season, not missing a minute, and playing overtime. That doesn't add up, man.
No. I can't see that. But then you got to think though. Stockton is one guy who did it in 2 different categories. Offense and defense.
That's a wow. Yes. Yeah.
So that's about all I have to say.
No doubt. So, I just thought about it. You think anybody? I know Dominique says she believes that Wemby is going to get the blocks record. Do you think anybody's going to get Hakeem's blocks record? Now that you say it, I don't think so because people shoot so many threes now. There's a lot.
Right. They don't play. They're not going to play as much. They don't play as much.
Right.
If given time, if they the way the game played down, it would be hard.
Right. So
I would love to see when we get it, but I just think the way it's played now, it'll be real tough to do so. And then, as far as load management, and I don't think it's all on the players. A lot of it has to do with, let's just be honest, management and ownership.
That's true. That is absolutely true. I've investigated that, and somebody like an NBA insider told me that a lot of times it's the management telling these guys to sit. Now that said, though, Sid Bubba, remember we're in the player empowerment era, right? So if you're a star player and you want to play, you gonna play, right? You got empowerment for everything else. Why you can't be empowered for that one?
But see, like Magic said, it kind of go back to what Magic wanted to play. Michael wanted to play,
right?
Because they wanted to win. And if you're not out there playing, you ain't winning. That's the mentality. You gotta get out. If you don't play, you don't win. So that's what they want to do.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's about it. Shout out to my boy Transformer.
Yes, indeed. I saw him just. Okay. All right. He right there.
Yeah, he slid up in there. All right, that's about it for tonight.
I've been sitting here for quite a minute.
Didn't even notice, man. What's up, Transformer? Good to see you, brother.
What's good, man? Salute to the chat. Salute to you. Salute to my boy Sid. Bub, what's going on, dog? What's going on, shipmate? How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm racking my brain on the Unbreakable Records that Laker Nation put us on the mission on.
Yeah, that's a good.
Look, we forgot one major one, bro.
What you got, man?
Magic Johnson, his record.
What record does he have?
NBA player to have 15 championships across multiple leagues, man.
Yeah, nobody taking that one. I thought you was going to say something else crazy, man.
No. 15 flipping championships across multiple leagues. Like, come on, man.
Oh, well, wait a minute. We did mention that earlier tonight in the chat.
Did y'all?
We did.
We got
when we were talking about the second topic, we talked about that. How this guy.
So it wasn't mentioned in this topic. Did anybody mention it was going to be unbreakable?
Yeah.
No, not in this.
All right.
About the second topic, bro. No doubt. Good to see you here, man. Good to see you.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah, Chief, man, I appreciate the call, man. Let me get off. We got some more people trying to get in, man.
All right, I got you, brother.
All right, brother. Thank you, man. Nino, Steve, I see you. Call back.
Hey, but for real though,
yeah,
nobody catching that AC Green record, bro.
That's a big one.
In the era to where folks are taking rest days before they play the Lakers, they're not doing it.
Oh, here you go.
Nobody's doing it, bro.
What's up, Steve? What's going on, man? King of the chat.
What up, Bruce? What's
going on, man?
Is he still there?
He's still here.
I ain't even been on for 5 minutes, bro.
Oh.
Hey, this is the best time. This is the best part of the show. I'm calling. You are blessed. Hey,
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
I just want to give a shout out to the chat and the bronze sexuals in there. I got a record that will never be touched. It is the longevity. You hear how longevity is so important, the longevity, the turnover, the all-time turnover, the achievement of the GOAT. The all-time turnover record will never be touched. Undisputed. LeBron,
this man here.
King, he will forever be known, and he will have his crown on the mantle of turnovers, all-time turnovers. It will never be touched. I hope everyone in the chat is triggered. That is why I'm here. LeBron's GOATness, his name will forever be tied with the all-time turnover record. No one will touch it. It's because of his longevity and greatness, you see, Bruce. But you don't understand because you're a hater. You can't appreciate the longevity and all the minutes that went into all of those turnovers, the ball usage and selfishness. It's amazing. It will go down as the greatest, most unbreakable NBA achievement of all time, the turnover record.
I also think he got the most missed shots, right?
You got that too, but they'll never bring that one up.
It's longevity. It's longevity, Bruce. That's what I'm told.
It is.
It's an achievement.
Yeah, but
King James will forever be known as the chosen turnover king.
But you know what they're gonna say, Steve? They're gonna say, "Well, he played 22 years. Of course, he's gonna have the most turnovers." So,
he ran the offense for 22 years. There's a difference.
Oh, yeah,
you can play for 22 years because Vince Carter did.
Yeah, man, it's a double standard.
It's very much a double standard.
When it comes to the good things, that's an achievement. He's so great. He's the greatest ever. He's better than Jordan. But when you bring up the longevity stats that make him look bad, it's like, that's because he played 20-some years. And it's a double standard, man. You know how the cult is, bro. The religion.
Yeah.
They're crazy.
Super teams, I would give that to Kevin Durant, probably, Woodage.
No.
What? Kevin Durant. Yeah. Super teams?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, went to Golden State, got one, freaking Brooklyn and Phoenix.
I think that's fair, but I think it's when you look back, are you going to put what LeBron going to Miami? Like, that's kind of like the domino that started it. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Always said it.
I am biased.
I've always said it.
Biased, but I'll be objective. Like, KD will definitely go down as a super team guy. But would you put him like, I don't know if I'd put him ahead of LeBron, because LeBron was like, he was the one to carry the mantle. Like, he was the next guy. Like, it went from, Magic and Bird to Jordan, from Jordan to Kobe to LeBron, and LeBron was the one that kind of made it fashionable. So I don't, I mean, again, I'm biased. I'm a KD fan, but I'll admit he's a super team guy. But would you put that on KD over LeBron?
Yes.
So what happens is this, Steve.
What? 73-9? Yes, absolutely. I'm putting that on.
Hold on, Tracy. Hold on, listen. So Transformers, right? Yes, you put that on KD, but we cannot forget that LeBron was the one who made that okay. Right? The analogy is always going to be
Boston made that okay.
LeBron made MySpace, KD made Facebook.
Boston made it okay. Bron did it the player route.
You got to stop
So
it.
it was okay that it was a super team developed, but just not when it's a player. That's the problem.
Yes. I've said it from the beginning. Yes. It's not the same when an organization does it. It's not. I don't know.
But it is the same.
It's not the same.
It's like, how do you evaluate? I get what you're saying, Transformer. Like, he went to an already built championship team versus LeBron built a championship team. Like, is that what you're delineating? Is that what you're trying to, like, separate here? Is it
Say that again, Steve.
Already championship roster versus LeBron orchestrated and built one?
Yes. Like, there was something that was in the Warriors. They were 73-9. They just beat you 3-1 in the finals, and you went there.
That was bad.
I'm like, at least LeBron, like the Miami Heat wasn't good the year that he got there. They wasn't good. They were 5 years removed from a championship in 06. Shaq's gone, everybody's gone. So he came and brought the talent there, then won. So it wasn't like he just like jumped ship, like, oh, I see y'all winning over here. Let's go over here because I know I'm gonna win over here.
But remember, LeBron was trying to build super teams from day one. We know that.
We're talking about the facts, not the
I admit, I'm KD biased, but I feel like, I don't know how else to say it. I feel like I'm calling a girl fat, you're just calling her thick. You're trying to make it sound nice.
Hey, no, that's a difference now. Nah, thick John, man, that's different.
I feel like we're saying the same thing here.
No. Fat and thick ain't the same. Stop it, Steve. I'll let you get away with all the jokes here, but you're not going to put fat and thick in the same category. You're not about to do that, Steve. All right?
You're talking to the Transformer. You can't do that. That's a little bit
fat and thick.
Nah, that is different.
Hold up. We can say there's a difference between, hey man, she looks thick, or
like she's thick.
She's thick. Like, come on, man. That's what I'm.
You can't do that. You can't do that, Steve.
Like, we're calling the same girl fat, and I just feel like you're trying to like make it out like, well, there's a difference with LeBron because it wasn't already a championship, but we already knew. I mean, he went on the stage not 5, not 6, not 7.
He sure
like
did.
It was the same concept. You know what I'm saying?
No, not really, because nothing was won there.
Like, KD will be tied down. He will be like a championship, a super team guy. Like, that's a part of his legacy, or it's a blemish on his legacy. So it's like, but I'd say, like, you have to say LeBron. Like, LeBron's right there, man. He made it fashionable.
He did. But
and
Steve,
it's what I would say. Like, yes, KD is a great. He's not top 10. He's not, and I'm a KD fan. But LeBron is arguably the GOAT. So it's different when the guy who's supposed to carry the mantle and be the face of the league.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
It's true.
I just feel like there's a more emphasis on it where it's like, well, he had to elevate his status by doing that. And like, KD definitely did it the same, but KD was never to carry the mantle. He was not in the same era as LeBron. Everybody already, LeBron was chosen. You know what I mean?
Was he not, though?
How
was he not seen as a contemporary to LeBron James? I mean, there was a lot of talk when he was in OKC now.
Yes, but how did we get here from Unbreakable Records, y'all?
I don't know. It's Steve. Steve did it.
I brought up the greatness of LeBron in the longevity.
Oh, yeah.
Because the turnover. It's the turnover. It is the mantle of mantles that will never be touched. It is the most Wilt can't hold a candle to LeBron's turnover record. I will stand on this. And I hope that Pat is seething right now. I hope everybody's pissed at Steve. That's right, it's Steve. I can put my name on it. The turnover, that's the record that I wanted to talk about. That's how we got it.
There you go.
And Transformer brought up KD trying to blaspheme my man like that. You're crazy.
No, I'm blasting you about that thick and fat. Thick and fat is two different things, Steve.
It is two different things.
That's how you're saying thick.
No. It's two different things.
You know when you look and you say, oh, man, he's too thick.
No, we don't say that, man. You fat. You
look thick. Now, that's where I would agree with you.
Well, I think what Steve is saying, there's some people who can't tell the difference.
Well, are they blind? Who are we talking about here?
No, there's people out there.
Like if my man's blind, like, yeah, you got to delineate thick comment.
Oh,
but
my
we all
goodness.
know. Anyway, I made fun of women. I made fun of LeBron. think that about wraps it up, fellas. I don't know if I got anything else to say. I'm trying to think. That might be it. That might be it.
We appreciate you, Steve, man. Always
all right,
you, bro.
I will be in the chat. Y'all stay blessed.
All right, bro. Take it easy, man.
Yes, man. Steve is a character. Boy.
Yes, he is. Nino.
What's going on?
What's good, Nino? How are you, brother?
Oh, pretty good. Now, see, this last call, that's what you get when you seek in the kitchen. My guy Steve, if you bring up Brun, you get a kitchen. So it's really undercover fandom. See what I'm saying? Everybody else, they ain't giving flowers. I heard you giving flowers. Brun got a record, Jordan got a record, Will got a record. But when you want attention, you just talk food. So I'm gonna get back to the basics. And I'm gonna go with MJ, Kim Storm type. Do you know the next closest person is Will? And the only person from the modern day, I think, is KD or Kobe. Which one? One of them.
It's KD.
They got four titles. So that's crazy. 10 Storm titles.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's insane activity. That's real work. And I think because it's so many scores now, I don't think nobody's gonna be able to just keep it up like one player. Now the defense might be a little weaker, but everybody's scoring crazy. Now I want to say this: can we finally stop knocking off the no players was doing this back in the day stuff? Because Wilt probably could. Wilt was built just like Burn, a real freak child. But do people know who else could have been just like Burn?
Who?
As far as longevity, MJ. MJ was more freakish than LeBron, especially for his time. He just was drinking that good alcohol, smoking them cigars, you know.
And them strip clubs and them clubs, popping bottles with the models.
If he had like that Kobe level discipline, yeah, that might be crazy.
Yeah. If MJ was they say, look, this was they say, man. Everybody says, I believe, say MJ go out all night like everybody else go.
For real.
Wake up 6 a.m, train, then go so party people.
Right. Yeah.
So just imagine if he had that laser focus like these guys, like man, I'm gonna do this on this schedule, like Kobe Bryant, and like I'm gonna be on schedule like this. MJ did it, and he was drinking, smoking every night.
Yeah, he was not normal. I don't know how he was doing that with no sleep. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, hangover games.
Then you look at Will had 5 women every night. From drop 50.
Magic too. 15.
Magic had him at halftime.
Right?
Magic was great.
And then come back out running the break. Showtime.
He had elevator post game.
Man, they had him waiting in the locker room for this dude at the break. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
So, man,
how do you have that kind of energy?
I don't know, dude. And then everybody knows somebody in that neighborhood that we grew up in. Old school guy right now never did weight. I promise he can lift 400 pounds. He's built like a tank. So these guys exist now. We be acting like these new, my age and my era. You don't want to be old heads now. They were built different.
That's why they call that old man strength.
Yeah, old man shit. They were built different back in the day. But I'm gonna go with MJ, man. MJ, he's scoring titles.
No, that is crazy. I don't know. I gotta say, man, everything Wilt did in that 62-63 season, man. 100 points in one game, 48.5 minutes per game for the season, 50 points per game for the season, 26 rebounds per game for the season. Like, this stuff doesn't even sound real what he was doing back then.
No, it don't.
Real game numbers.
Yes.
Only reason I don't want to go with the Wilt 100-point game because I feel we was robbed. Then the coach hated on. I ain't say hated on coach.
Oh, when he had 81.
You go for the record. I'm just saying about everybody talking about win. We supposed to let Kobe go catch. Well, he's supposed to leave them try. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all I got, man. I'm loving it, man. Shout out to Steve, man. All right.
All right, man. All right, man. Thanks for the call, brother. Yeah, Nino be hitting that button quick. I'm so fucking Nino's gone already. Oh man. Did you know what was Transformer?
Magic Johnson.
Magic what? I forgot already.
Magic Johnson, 15 championships, man.
Yeah.
Like it was bigger than the NBA. That's how great his record was.
You talk about the unbreakable records, man.
He is NBA.
Did you hear what's going on, pretty girl? Did you hear what we said about Stockton?
Oh, his steals record? That's the record he got. Yes, his record.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he does have this assist record. The assist and steals record. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's almost.
Jason Kidd is like second to him in steals, ain't he?
Yeah, in both.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Where's LeBron on that list?
LeBron is fourth in assists.
Fourth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's fourth in assists.
I knew
he's top 10 in steals.
Top 10 in steals and top 5 in assists.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1 in scoring.
Yes.
Golly.
Yes, that's impressive.
Transformers Laker hat collection on the show. Record will never be broken. Never be broken.
That's a good one.
But no, man, I think, in all honesty, I don't think nobody's really going to be wrong in a lot of these conversations and a lot of these records. Why? Because the NBA itself is growing into a situation to where they're preferring resting their players more.
Guys don't play anymore.
Guys don't play enough. They're not playing with the same intensity as they used to. Maybe that may change, but then on top of that, NBA is already looking at a 72 game season. So if they even look into shortening up the season, that's going to kill a lot of records right there.
Yeah. But what's the good part about that? It's going to force them to do what we've been saying and start delineating errors. It's going to force it.
They're gonna absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, like, to me personally, I think we're already at that point. It's just that will be the nail in the coffin. Like, okay, now we really got to separate these errors because now the records from 80s and the 90s and the 2000, 2010, nobody's going to be able to break the record because the rules are completely different now. The games are shorter. They should do it already in the NFL. When they keep adding that extra game, the extra game, well, of course, somebody's eventually going to break the rushing title, the passing title, the touchdown titles. Those records are going to be broken. So there should be some asterisk marks when we get to the point where we're changing the rules. That's something that a player can't do. They can't change the rules. The league has to change the rules. So when the league changes something, that's when we as analysts and commentators, podcasters, listeners, and viewers, we have to slash it like, okay, from here on out, 2025, next year is 70 game seasons.
Transformer, I'm with you. I've been saying that. So we're on the same page with that one. I've said that for years because I'm so tired of this. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah. Because honestly, a lot of Wilt stuff ain't going to be broken by nobody. Wilt stuff is just different, bro.
I think I think he's got 73 individual records still on the books.
It's insane. The man was a freakish athlete in his time. Like if you go, I was looking at one of the games where I think it's 20. What game was that? I think he had like 26 points, like 20 something odd rebounds, and like 15 blocks. I think he was playing Kareem this game. And just to see him playing against everybody, it was just like, dude, this is unfair, man. It's just, I mean, he was blocking the sky hook.
Yeah, I seen him block the sky hook. Yeah, I saw that earlier.
Unfair. Like, come on, man. That's like a cheat code. Like, you used to go.
That's a good one, Laker Nation. That's a good one. Yeah. Michael Jordan between 1991 and 1998 never lost in games he played. He never lost more than 3 games in a row.
Nah, that's a good one. I didn't know about that.
I forgot about that one. Yeah, that's a great one. Oh, Woodage. Oh, man, the chat is on fire now. The chat is on fire. That's a great one, Woodage. Yes.
Let me go look at that.
Wow.
That's just insane, bro.
Wow.
Chamberlain wasn't human.
No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He just wasn't human. He was literally a man amongst boys, man.
Yeah, he was.
Like an alien amongst men.
Yeah.
Like the man was just not.
5 rebounds.
Like, bro.
One
come
game.
on, man.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild.
Why is my computer so slow?
I don't know. Get a better computer.
There we go.
What to tell you?
Shut up. Career average of 30, 22, 9. Come on, bro. Who's
That's
getting
Will.
that many rebounds?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, bro.
Mhm.
27, 27, 25, 24, 22, 22, 23, 22, 24, 24, 23, 21. That's consecutive in a row that he's getting that many rebounds, bro.
Mhm.
Like, until he was 33 years old, he got less than 20.
Right. And remember, Wilt only played, 14 seasons?
14 years. Yes, he did.
Just imagine, if he said, you know what, I'll stick around a little longer. Because remember, teams were trying to get him back on the floor in the NBA when he was in his 50s. They were still offering him contracts.
Mm-hmm. And it's 14 years removed from the league?
Yes, in the 1980s, the early 1980s, they were still offering contracts. I remember the Nets tried to get him. Yeah.
Nah, that's crazy work.
Mm-hmm. That was during a playoff run, Laker Nation. I remember when he did that. I didn't realize it was during a playoff run.
Oh yeah, the Hulk Hogan NWO joint. Yeah,
when EDP came down to the
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, bringing up wrestling, boy. Look at what y'all know about the WCW versus NWO. What y'all know about that, man?
What? Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nino. New report just came out. Mavs are trying to stop AD from coming back this year.
Yeah, we been knew that.
I didn't know that. Why would they try to stop him from coming? I guess they're trying to get
wrapping up on the season. Yeah, I thought I told you that.
Mm-hmm.
This came out like right after Kyrie got hurt. As soon as Kyrie went down, he was out for the season. They said they was gonna. They were preemptively thinking about shutting AD down for the season as well, so they can.
I remember hearing that, but yes. Oh no, man.
Yeah. I mean, AD. If I'm AD, because honestly, Dallas just needs to wrap it up. They just really need to wrap it up. Shut everybody down.
The league for some type of exemption or something, so they don't have to forfeit these games.
Yeah, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. They might just have AD like come in the game just to say we got enough players to be on the roster, bench him, and be like, all right, the rest of y'all just play. We just need enough to start the game,
right?
Just to start the game.
Right.
After that, you can go to the bench. You can go to the bench. We just need you in the game. All right.
Yeah.
Mavs trying to get flagged. I think San Antonio trying to get flagged.
That would be. If they, man, listen, I'll be like launch an investigation, man.
Say you ain't having it.
Yeah,
you ain't having it, man.
Yeah, I couldn't.
These rumors about the Mavs moving true.
I actually
heard the Vegas rumors.
I actually heard some today. I think it was on Dreamers Pro. He read an article talking about how the Mavs are working diligently to try to stay there. So I don't know.
I don't think they want to mess with Dallas like that.
Well, the problem is
coming there and do all that, and then
casinos and gambling and all that, and sports gambling is still not legal in Texas. So, unless you're on tribal land, then you can kind of do your thing.
Well, unless you got a VPN
or that.
I'm really in Sydney.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. We're gonna leave it right there, man. Great stuff in the chat tonight. We really appreciate y'all. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on the way out. It's been a really good show. I appreciate y'all. Definitely enjoyed it. And we will be back. When are we supposed to be back? Actually, Saturday.
I'm
Sunday.
pretty sure we'll. If something's gonna happen, we probably gonna pop up.
We got stuff coming. I may have something. Tomorrow.
Because we don't know where Aaron Rodgers gonna get yet.
True indeed. Now I got something else too though. Let's see. Saturday. I think I got something in the pipeline as well. And then we got some stuff coming. So looking forward
to all great show. Appreciate you, Steve.
Thank you, Steve, man. I appreciate that.
Twizzler King.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So we are gonna Pittsburgh. Yeah, whatever, man. No love there, Steve. We separate on that one.
Oh, about Roger going to Pittsburgh or just Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
I think that's the better move for him, man.
That is the better move. He got two very good wideouts there. He better do it. And all they have to do, they got to draft a running back, though.
Yeah, that's for sure. They can do that.
Because Najee's gone. You know that, right?
Correct. He's in Chargers, ain't it? Where is he at? I think with the Chargers.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Well, no, you don't want me mad. Oh man. All right, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful night, and we will get back with you soon. We out. Peace. By the way, make sure you have that notification on so you know when we're dropping stuff. All right. Have a good one.